Well, I tell you what, I think there's you, there's Rudy, me, and everybody else is on vacation this week. What the hell is that?
And mentally, I'm not here either.
Oh, you're not either?
No,
you
so I'm also on vacation.
All right, whatever works. Well, the weather sure is stunning. 57 and sunny already, as a matter of fact.
That's nice.
Well, as a matter of fact, here's the forecast. What do you think of this, sister?
Professional.
Hazy sunshine and warm, hazy sun due to Canadian wildfires. Damn Canadians. Typical Canadians, I say.
Typical.
And then it says the high today, but then it doesn't show what it is because it moved too far over on the page.
Oh, did it print off? Oh.
It did not print. It printed about 2/3 of it.
Oh, did it? Oh.
I can go to another site, I guess. I know it's sunny and 57 now. That's the most important part.
That's all right. I'll get you a new one. Hang on a second.
All right, not a problem. What else?
Well, I know it was going to be a high of 80 or 81 today, so I think we might be pulling out the splash pad today.
Are you? What do you mean we?
Just me and Gogo.
Are you and Gogo?
Yeah.
Does Gogo love that kind of stuff?
Yeah, she loves. I mean, it's so fun. Yesterday we went to my sister's pool and we went swimming and all that stuff's so fun. And so fun to see her, and all of a sudden you're more interested in that stuff. It's just a blast. So,
I do love that stuff. Hanging out with little kids is the best.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she does. She's got a lot of that fun stuff we can start pulling out when it gets warmer.
Okay, I'm looking at the headlines for today, and I can't understand. I don't understand one headline today, so I need your help.
Okay,
ready?
Yeah.
EU's fine against Amazon was huge. Meta's is even bigger. What do they fine them for?
Oh, wait. You say it one more time.
EU's fine against Amazon was huge. Meta's is even bigger. So why would the European Union fine Amazon and Meta? Does anybody know?
No idea.
I have no clue either. Facebook parent, oh my God, Facebook parent hit with a $1.3 billion penalty. Oh, you know what? It's a privacy case over U.S. cyber snooping fears.
I was going to say it's probably in for leak of information.
Probably, and you were right. You're right about that. So is this whole digital thing's going to get worse by the minute, isn't it?
Yeah, but I also feel like in some ways it's gotten better since kind of the wild, wild west of when the internet first came into play. Like there's a little bit more accountability in some ways.
Oh, do you think there is, really?
Yeah, I think that like news organizations still want to be something that like fact checks, but man, people should be the quickest to throw it out. I mean, remember when we constantly had like, is this person dead? Oh no, they're not. And the whole media would pick it up like, Tom Barnard is dead. Everybody would pass that along.
Inside. Dead inside.
Yeah, we just ... Yeah,
it's a whole different deal. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that's all about. It's a different world now.
Yeah,
I guess.
It is. And
thank you, sir.
But tell us about the weather.
No, the complete weather with temperatures and everything. Today, hazy sunshine and warm, hazy due to Canadian wildfires, a high of 80 degrees. Tonight, clear, a low of 60. Tuesday, warm and mostly sunny, hazy again because of Canada. Damn Canada. High of 83, so 80 today, 83 tomorrow. On Wednesday, cooler, partly sunny and breezy with a high of 72. But then, the rest of the week, 73, 79, 82. Maybe passing, once in a while, a bit of passing weather, but it's not going to be bad like the entire day. It doesn't look like anyway.
I know. Today should be pretty nice.
Looks pretty good. So right now it is 57 degrees and sunny, and later on today, 80 degrees. Beautiful. God, it was nice. It was so spectacular yesterday. It was unbelievable.
I feel like this weekend was great. I'm excited to hear about Rudy's weekend because he was out and about.
Also good weather in Oklahoma City, in case you were wondering.
I was obviously very concerned.
Yeah.
About Oklahoma City's weather.
Have you guys been?
No, I've never.
Long time ago.
Beautiful city.
Really? What's it similar to that we would have been to?
It kind of reminds me of, it's not big. It's only like, the metro's only like, I think 1.5 million. It's not a huge city, but super clean. The first thing I said when I got on stage was, you guys have my two favorite things about a city. You're clean and you smell like weed.
That's perfect. The perfect combo.
But in Minneapolis, you can't get both. You can get one, but you can't get the other.
Oh, you can't?
No, you don't get clean and weed smell.
No.
You can have weed smell, but it's not clean. But in Oklahoma City, everywhere you go, there's a dispensary on every corner. Everybody's high. They're super nice. But the city's beautiful. Like, there's this nice little like river. It almost reminded me, I didn't even know it was there. I just went for a walk before one of the shows, and I just kind of found this little spot. There's like a river. I've never been to Italy, but this reminds me of what the closest thing is, where you sort of like walk next to the river, and there's like boats and stuff. It was great.
That's awesome.
And super white. It is the whitest town I have ever seen in my life. My goodness, it is white. But it's a beautiful, beautiful city. You guys should for sure check it out at some point.
And then how did it go opening up for Carolla?
Great. He's the man. Yeah, it was so much fun. Dude, he actually asked me back for 11 more shows.
That's awesome.
So, yeah. So looking forward to it. The city's great. The club was great. Ran into Tim Allen.
Yeah, I saw your picture. You ran into Tim Allen.
The Tool Man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and he was great. We sat around, we chatted for a half hour. He was telling stories last week. Him and Jay Leno were drag racing up and down the street at Leno's shop, and he's working on the Santa Claus right now.
Okay, which one is it?
This will be the series that's coming out on Disney Plus.
And so it's officially a series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I think there'd been 2, maybe 3.
I think 3 movies. The first one was the best, but after that it kind of tanked a little bit. But
that's so exciting. I actually just got an email. Your vacation is not approved. You're not allowed to go to these other days. So sorry about that.
Bummer. All right.
Well, congratulations. That's so exciting, Rudy.
Yeah, good times. But it was kind of like because it's so fast because you get into Friday afternoon. The show is Friday night. You got the second show and then 2 shows Saturday. You pack it up and you're back home Sunday morning by 9:15. Although first time ever I decided to splurge and I flew first class.
Yeah.
Listen, I've never flown first class, but I can guarantee first class is not what first class used to be.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, Tom, do you fly first class?
Once in a while. I suppose most often I do, because we have a lot of points from my American Express card.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we use that. Yep.
And that's what I decided to just use points and just... Yep. Yes. But, like, the plug-in for the laptop didn't work. The drinks they're not that great. The snacks are still... I mean, back in the day when you walked back, they'd pull that curtain back and you're like, do I smell chicken pot pie up there? Is that what first class is eating? Like... You get like a square of a granola bar and then a half a Bloody Mary, and I'm like, I don't know if this was worth the 7,000 points for me to sit an hour and 45 minutes in first class.
What airline was it?
I was Delta.
God, that's you'd think that they'd stay ahead of it.
Well, the other thing was we weren't on like a 747. We were on like a 737.
Yeah.
So our first class was one. Like I had like seat A1, so there was one seat on the left-hand side and 2 on the right.
Yeah.
And that was like that. There was only 4 seats, like even in like, the coach area.
Yeah.
There was only 2 seats on either side.
Oh, really?
It was a smaller plane. So, yeah, there was no screens. Like, nobody actually had, like, you couldn't watch a movie or anything. And
really?
Yeah, which I know is, like, such first world problems where we're like, I couldn't watch a movie on the how dare they? But it wasn't, it was definitely, I feel like if it was a bigger flight, it would have been a better first class experience.
I got first class on the way home from Kuwait.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the best experience of my life.
Yeah.
Did you have the sleeping compartment first class?
It was
Isn't that amazing?
Good. So we, our whole unit came back from Kuwait, and you fly on a commercial airline. It's our whole unit. And I got picked for luggage duty, and I was so bummed because you get really sweaty, and then you get on the plane, you're bummed. But then they're like, oh, don't worry, anyone who has luggage duty has first class. And I was like, this is the best day of my life.
Did you sleep?
I passed out.
Phenomenal.
I also acquired some sleeping pill from somebody. So I was like, don't even remember of landing in Germany at all. It was like a huge seat. It was like comfier than the year that I had sleeping in a tent. So it was everything.
So now that we've made everybody else feel miserable because they've never been through this, should we move on?
Oh, yeah.
More me now.
Oh, trust me. They were, you wouldn't want to trade. It's fine.
No, I understand.
I will say this, though. Saturday late show, because I always say, like, I do a bit about how my daughter doesn't care about any of the things that I've done. And in it, I mention, I'm like, I've done movies, TV. I'm on a podcast called the Tom Barnard Podcast. Big pop.
In Oklahoma?
In Oklahoma City. There must have been about, I don't know, maybe 30 people in the crowd that went, woo!
Well, they probably do that to anything, though.
I don't know. This was very specific.
Do we have an Oklahoma fan base?
It's not like because I even mentioned like I have a podcast called The Long Walk to Cleveland. That got no love. But then I mentioned the Tom Barnard podcast, and it gets some claps. So.
OMG.
Well, I want to talk about your podcast in a second here. But I just got a text message from Adam Carolla. He said, does Rudy understand those 11 shows are all on the same day?
Yeah.
Damn it, I didn't realize.
You're going to have to bust your ass, man.
It's on a Sunday.
It's going to be tough.
The Lord's Day. God damn it.
Oh, no.
All right, good to know.
Wouldn't it be great? You walk off one side and then come around back behind the curtain and come back out again. That'd be fantastic. No question about it. Well, that's terrific. See, I mean, that's what I'm doing a speech later on today for a bunch of young people that have excelled in academics and sports and all that stuff. And that's what I'm going to tell. I mean, look, did you ever think when you were growing up north that you'd ever open for a guy like Adam Carolla or fly all over the country? And did you dream of that? Did you think of that?
Never.
Yeah, there you go.
Not in a million years. In fact, we had lunch on Saturday, just him and I was telling him, like, I don't want to sound like I'm totally kissing your ass, but 15 years ago when I was listening to you podcasting, I was just like, this guy is so far ahead of everybody else right now.
Yep.
How can you even... So the fact that him and I were just sitting there, having a bite to eat and getting a drink together, it was blowing my mind. I just couldn't wrap my head around it.
That's why I really wish people would stop with the, oh, America sucks, it's absolutely horrible, oh my God. Just look at the three of us. We've done what we've wanted to do. We've succeeded doing it, thank God. But I don't think it's like that a lot of places in the world. You know what I mean?
No.
So everybody calm down. Everything's good. And that's exactly what I'm going to tell them later on today. It's like you can do whatever you want to do. You got the talent to do it, then step up and get it done. Absolutely.
Where are you speaking?
Out at there's a golf course in Anoka and it's a bunch of people. Well, Jim Lundeen. You know Jim Lundeen from?
I don't think so.
How do you not know who Jim Lundeen is?
I don't know. I'm looking him up. I feel like I should know who Jim
How about
Lundeen
like
is.
every Friday his name is mentioned during the Cantor Herbeck broadcast?
Jim Lundeen. I still don't know who they is.
Honest to God. Okay, we're going to get a pay attention class. And then we'll move forward from
okay.
there.
Okay.
Well, we've been on for 2.5 months saying his name.
Well, I still don't know who he is. I mean, does he owns Killebrew?
Yes. He
Okay,
does,
I'm
indeed.
sorry.
Why don't you pay attention, sister?
Trust me, I do.
Don't worry so much about, if you got a blanket at the house or not. You know what I'm talking about.
A blanket out the house.
I don't know, I threw it out there. Just something to say. So all it was, just something to say. No question about it.
Okay, so you're gonna go speak, and Jim Lundeen is what I missed now what you're saying. You're speaking at Anoka Golf, and then you asked me who Jim Lundeen is. But tell me where you're speaking and who you're speaking to.
I just told everybody. What were you doing?
No, you stopped in the middle of it to do the jump.
I said I'm going to Anoka speak to a bunch of young people who are excelling at sports and education.
There we go.
And so now that I've repeated myself.
Sure.
What a disaster already. It's Monday. It's 7:13. It's a disaster all the way. I have to ask you guys a question. And it's not that big a deal, but I just kind of noticed. Who puts stuff up on our what the hell's that called again? YouTube. Who puts that stuff up on there?
That would be Rudy.
But who else does?
I know like Quinn and a few other people that are at back at Hubbard have access to it as well.
Oh, they do?
So
Okay.
They post some stuff, yeah.
Okay, we're going to have a little talk with them because they've posted a couple of things that I find very, very odd.
Okay.
One of them was a bit of news coverage, TV news coverage, praising another morning show in town. It's like, why would you put that? And it wasn't one of the Hubbard ones.
Okay, well, because I went back and I looked at this, and I don't think you're looking at our
Yes, I am.
YouTube specific page.
I absolutely am.
Okay.
Because I'm looking at it too, and I don't see any videos like that are posted in our. But let me take a look at it. Is there?
Well, it's not that big a deal. It's just that it got a little bit worse because I popped up on there. All you do is just go to YouTube and go to Tom Barnard Show. Where else would I go?
I have the link here, and all I see are our shows.
Yeah, that's the link. That's the one I'm talking about.
So I went to our all videos.
But up on our site, and again, it's just the YouTube channel, Tom Barnard Show. What else would it be, right?
Well, it could be in your area where it's like kind of guesses what you want to listen to. And since you're listening to local radio, maybe it was throwing out like an algorithm of would
I
you want
wasn't
to listen?
listening to local radio.
I mean, not listening, watching video. Or if you were searching up Tom Barnard podcast, maybe it was showing you things like maybe you're also interested in this because there's nothing except our videos on our show.
Well, what over the weekend there was interesting. I'm like, oh, that's nice. There was a report from Channel 5 Eyewitness News, and I don't know. It was one of the guys. I know the guy. I don't know the guy's name. I could pick him out of a lineup and all the rest of it. And I'm going, this is interesting, the little news deal where they promo in Channel 5 or whatever. And he comes on and he goes, and look, I'm not upset by this, but it's like, what the hell is this now? I'm listening to him and he goes, it was from like August of last year. And it was up there and it said, Tom Barnard is leaving his radio station, blah, blah, blah. Tom Barnard, a legend, and some say a racist.
Whoa.
It's like, what?
They got to throw every time they say something good, they always have
They
to say
do.
something terrible. Like
That's exactly right.
Jim Brown passed away this weekend. We couldn't just
Right.
leave it at the legendary Jim Brown. We had to add in about every single little infraction he's ever had,
Oh, yeah.
ever.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
heaven forbid if we just let a man who's well into his 80s just die peacefully without
Oh,
everybody
no.
without
No.
everybody knowing that he was at some point kind of a jerk. It's so dumb. God.
Well, it's hard to argue with you, I'll tell you that. But
Ugh.
I just thought, why did they? And that's exactly the reason they even brought it up. I don't give a rat's ass. You want to put that stuff up on there? I got proof that I'm not, so who gives a rat's ass? You know, they, like I said, and I will tell you, that's such a Minnesota thing to do. It really is. That whole Minnesota nice. Yeah, unless you want to stab me right in the back, maybe. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about anybody. But I thought, why would that be? Who the hell would have put that up there? I don't get it.
Yeah, I think I agree with Brittany on that, where it's throwing you videos because if you are searching for like a Tom Barnard video, it's probably going, hey, here's other things that are associated with it because
I'm not searching for a video. I'm searching for the Tom Barnard Show
Yeah, well,
podcast.
That's searching for something. And so when it sees that you're searching for something, the algorithm will say, here's a suggestion.
How else would you sign in if you're not? I wasn't searching. I was just signing in. I was just jumping on the site.
No, I know, but you still, because you don't have the login, so you had to search for Tom Barnard podcast.
Oh, why don't I have the login like the rest of you?
I don't
find
have it.
Well, why not? What did
why
you
would-
do
why
with
would
it?
we want-
Did you lose it?
Why would we want more
Did
work?
you lose it on the way home?
No, I didn't lose
Did it fall out the car door window? Or
You, trust me, do you want to load videos up? I don't want to load videos up, so they've never given you or me any access to it.
oh my God! So that's what you're saying is just I don't have direct access to it.
well, I'm also wondering now that you're mentioning stuff like that, I wonder if there is a secondary because when you
That's what I'm wondering.
because when you search, does it bring up the new Tom Barnard Morning Show logo that has the Tom in yellow, Barnard in white, and then it's the circle with the state of Minnesota on the bottom? Is that the logo that you see?
I will do it right now and try to figure it out.
Okay. Because that is definitely our YouTube. That's the one that we use. We have a template for all of our thumbnails, so they're very consistent. So people know when they see a thumbnail like that, they know exactly that they are getting this show.
So I just go to YouTube, not YouTube TV, obviously.
Correct.
Yep, just YouTube. Yep.
Okay, so I have been doing that. I did one thing right.
Oh, that's good.
What do you think of that action? Okay, so I'm going to YouTube. Are we going to do anything here?
Yes, sir.
No, I just wonder why that is. Okay, so this is YouTube, and so now I would just enter the title of the show, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Under search,
Yeah.
and just Tom Barnard.
Yep, and so that's what I was talking about. That's how you search it. And so when YouTube sees, hey, he loves this kind of local,
Yeah, okay.
whatever, it can throw up other things at you as well.
It says Tom Barnard podcast. Is that
Okay.
the one I should click on?
Click on that.
All right.
And this is the,
Okay, yeah, that's the one I always see. Absolutely. So I click on
so
that.
those are, if you do all of our videos.
Yeah, this is exactly the site that it always sends me to.
Perfect.
But it's perfect except for the fact that I really don't want to read negative stories about this show.
No, it's only thing I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's nothing up this morning. There's nothing on there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a look at it as soon as we go to break.
I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's just, like I said, it's just it's a weird situation that would kind of pop. Oh, Luke Russert's on here. Robert. God, we had a lot of good guests on. Jay Moore's on here. Mm-hmm. Ah, that's ruined now. The Gelfan's on here. So it's a disaster. You know, yeah, this is exactly where I always go, but those things did pop up. I don't know. Who the hell? Oh, one other thing that popped up on there, and I don't know why it would have. I think somebody's got access to it that doesn't need to have access to it. It says that I got John Lastman fired. Where would they even come up with garbage like that?
I'm pretty sure John Lastman's really good at getting himself fired.
Oh, so I'm trying to save our friendship here, and then you piss all over.
Oh,
it.
I'm not trying to save any friendships.
I know. I am, though. See,
oh, no, you can have your friendship.
Okay, good. Leave me alone. How about that?
Not a problem.
But no, it's that kind of stuff that I've been dealing with now for 20. Does everybody have to deal with that stuff, or is it just their favorites?
Well, I think you're just at a level that people just, anything that happened at that station, they just assumed you had your hand in it, which isn't true at all.
No, I supposedly fired everybody from the queue.
Oh, I'm sure people assumed at one point you fired me. Like, you
Well,
know
I
what
wanted to fire you. That was a big difference.
But I feel like, I mean, the thing is, there's so many elements. It's a business.
Yeah, that's true.
There's so many elements in it. It's like, at the end of the day, if it's a business, and you're not doing...
And to be fair, if Mother Teresa had a Twitter, people would completely poo-poo all over her as well. So
there's no doubt about
it. It doesn't matter who you are. They find a way. They find something that they don't like, and then they hop online, and we have, keyboard heroes that write garbage like that. And then you have to sit and read it. And then even this weekend, I was with another comic who was reading comments about herself on YouTube.
Oh.
And finally, I just went and grabbed her phone, and I just went, enough.
I
can't handle hanging out with you, watching you do this to yourself, and then you talk about it. You're killing the vibe. Like, why do you need to do it? It's Saturday night. Enjoy yourself.
I have a question for you as we move on. And this is it's not really a very big deal, but I really don't understand why you would throw around words like racist, because you're taking the impact of the word away. The more these people throw it around, and they're doing it more and more every day, that word's going to end up meaning nothing. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's never been a better time to actually be racist in your heart, because everybody gets called a racist.
Yeah,
and
right.
if that's the
That's
case,
exactly
then hey,
right.
man, you just blend in with everybody else. So
Yeah, it's really stupid.
Yeah.
We need to grow up. Maybe can we ever take like communication devices away from really stupid people? What do you think?
I feel like that's like the foundation of America, is everybody gets a voice.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? I don't think so. You ever paid attention to the news?
I'm just saying,
Nobody gets a voice other than politicians and famous people.
There you go.
That's true. We do have to take a break here. Be right back. Sandy's going to be with us. We got Kristyn Burtt with us. Got a lot of great stuff coming up on the show today, as a matter of fact. As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of their lives. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule, by the way. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is a sale of the year. For a limited time, you will receive 50% off the Giza Dream sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146, use promo code TOM, or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
This is Bob Sansevere, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialke from Bialke Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialki Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkilaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
Do you know that I did not know this until about 2 months ago? Not even, about a month and a half ago. I was talking to the boys in the band, and they told me the song Highway to Hell was about the three of us going to work at the Q.
Feels right.
What do you think?
I love it.
The Highway to Hell. Now, how do you come up with the Highway to Hell?
And the screaming in that is so good.
I do love them. They find their original lead singer dead in a trunk. But other than that, everything's going well.
That's a rough day at work.
You see what I'm saying? Is Sandy ready to go?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers, Michael Bryant. Seeking justice for the injured, contact Bradshaw and Bryant at minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I just love the fact that you and Herbeck will not be seen on camera. It's like, what the hell?
Hey, I've got my orb.
You are an orb. You have a red orb. That's what you have. You're right.
It really does look like a colonoscopy.
It does.
Look, you can see me. I'm moving now.
I can see you moving. Yes, I can. What's up,
Looks like
Sandy?
ultrasound. By the way, I love I don't know if it's brand new or it's but I like the new promo they have.
What is it? I haven't heard it.
For you. Oh, you didn't hear it?
About
you being basically your curmudgeon, but less curmudgeonly than before.
Yeah, it's Amy Daniels taking a shot at me. What a shock. How'd that ever happen? You know what I mean? Typical.
And then with having Brittany and Rudy. And by the way, Rudy, I didn't say anything Friday, but I'm glad to see you here. I didn't know if you got tubed.
Tubed? What do you mean by tubed?
Sent down the road.
Oh, I got fired? Oh, yeah. Oh.
No.
Oh, no. Listen.
No, we're death gripping to Rudy.
Yeah, no. Listen, it's only a 1-year contract, Bob. They are, for what I'm making in 1 year, they are like, listen, we're going to make sure this thing is, you are ready to be here. And then they'll fire me after a year. Get somebody in that's worth your time. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There you have it, ladies. Nothing but happiness and joy. There's no question about it. So, Sandy, there's only one word you can't say, and it's instway. You can't say it on the show today because I'm so pissed off at that team I can't take it anymore.
Well, it's the bullpenning. I mean,
terrible.
2 relievers give up 1 earned run each, but that's what cost them the game. I mean, again, Lopez, a good start, quality start is 6 innings. 2, you could give up to 3 earned runs for a quality start. He gave up 2. He did his job, but the bullpen did not do its job. And also the hitters. There are times when they're all on fire, but then they just shut down.
Bob, I mean, the bases loaded again with nobody out and didn't score a run. What?
Tom, it's a baffling team, and this team will confound you all year. However, doesn't it seem like the whole season they've been 3.5 games up is what it seems like?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yep.
Because they're in the worst division in baseball. So, yes, they'll win the division, but what happens then? Well, can they're good pitchers, they're starting pitchers, do you push them as far as you can to maybe you can win some postseason games because the starting pitching is good.
Well, Bob, and again, it's not the closer. It's the middle relief that sucks. And also, once in a while, this team just falls asleep with men on base. What the hell is that?
It's baffling is what it is.
It is baffling, Bob. There's no question about it. It's baffling. There's no doubt. I'm baffled.
Buxton, I think he got a little dinged the other night. But
right.
My God, you're playing DH. You shouldn't be getting dinged at all.
I would have to agree with that. No question. And Bob, let me ask you a question. Because it's all across baseball, but a hell of a lot with the Twins. I have never seen so many ground balls, fly balls, whatever, booted. The defense right now is they drop the ball constantly across Major League Baseball. What's that now?
Well, I think there's a real deficit in fundamentals, and look at the NBA. I mean, these guys just want to let it fly. Now, this Miami team, they're up 3-0 on Boston, Mike Bryan's Boston team, but they're doing it. They only have 3 guys who are not undrafted. It's incredible what they've done because they do play defense and they do take care of the fundamentals. So teams like that can get something done.
Bob, I agree with you 100%. Is that just across the board in the world now? Don't worry about the fundamentals. We'll just do it. We'll do our interpretation of what it should be. I mean, I'm seeing people drop throws, boot, ground balls. It's just, some of the stuff's a bitch. There's no question about that. But some of it's just very simple, and it happens 2-3. We had another 2 errors yesterday for no reason.
Well, if you're trying to just put your finger on it without looking at every piece of video that they've from the games they've played, that would be my response to it. It's a fundamentals thing because these guys come into the made. Hey, I could do this. I know what I'm doing. Well, I mean, Tom Kelly's teams did not have a fundamentals issue. You should ask Herbeck about that.
No, you're absolutely right about that, Bob. There's no question about it. I don't know. Did you? I got to. Before we move on from baseball, I got to run this by everybody. So this Ohtani, maybe the best player in all of baseball. He's a pitcher, and he's a damn good pitcher. He can hit, and he's a damn good hitter. I mean, this guy is phenomenal across the board, right?
Yes.
I mean, how many of these people come along?
He is the only. I mean, when you think about players like him, you got to go back to Babe Ruth with Boston.
Yeah, I think, and that's exactly why I brought him up because Babe Ruth was a pitcher. People maybe don't know
Great pitcher.
He was, yeah. So he was quite something to watch. This Ohtani guy. Just seeing a talent and look, these are Major League Baseball players. I understand they're all supremely talented, but once in a while, somebody like the Ohtanis of the world come along, and you just go, my God. Isn't that just great?
It is true. And he gives them 6 innings, 1 earned run, 9 strikeouts.
I know, Bob.
And and his ERA is 3.05 because I think he had a couple of rough outings in there, but he generally is just dominant. And he bats, it's not like, well, let's put him in the lineup and force him in. He bats third for him.
Yeah. Oh, he was batting in the designated hitter spot.
Yeah.
What a talent. See, just to watch a talent like that, I know the Twins didn't win the game. I was hoping they would. And the whole time Ohtani was in there, they stuck with him, too.
Yeah, well, again, they got what you want to get out of a starting pitcher. They got 6 innings, and their bullpen didn't let them down.
No, that's exactly right. So I am watching the Twins. I do not like the fact they went out to the West Coast and lost 4 out of 6 games. I was hoping they'd come back 50-50. That'd be great. Didn't happen. Is anybody lighting it on fire right now? Because I know for a long time Tampa Bay was. I haven't checked in a while. They still winning every damn game they play?
Well, they're still up by 2.5. But again, this division, the AL East, the Twins would be they would be tied for last place with the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
Last week was the Red Sox. How about that? They'd be 8.5 back in the AL East, and it's still they're the only team in the Central that's above 500.
Yeah, right, exactly.
The rest of these teams suck.
What else you got, Sandy?
Well, I mean, did you watch any of the PGA?
I did not watch any of the PGA. I'm having a tough time watching golf right now, and I don't know why, because I used to love to watch golf, going all the way back. But I just can't get into it right now. Why do you think that is? I don't get it.
Well, maybe because Tiger's not involved and not part of it, because there's not a player that you usually, when you want to watch things, it's because there's someone, whether you're rooting or just love how they play, there's just not a lot of interest in it. Like there's this NBA Finals, it will be both teams, Miami and Denver, are up 3-0. Denver are 3-0 on the Lakers and Miami 3-0 on Boston. Mm-hmm. But, they say, that's not a real great, a lot of people, casual fans would not be interested. Well, I mean, I think this will be a great one to watch because you got Jokic, who is phenomenal.
Right.
Nikola Jokic for Denver. He's a 2-time MVP. And then, when you take a look at the this Miami team, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, the fact that only 3 of their starter players are drafted That's absolutely incredible what they've been able to pull off.
Yeah, no, I agree with you completely. Did you watch the game, Bob?
I did not.
Tony's in his last year with the Angels, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
Okay, I got that
He's
right.
back on the
don't I?
Twins now, obviously. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
back
he
on-
is. Yeah, I
just
think
for one
he could be a
second.
free agent.
Kirby Puckett was the first player in baseball history to sign a $3 million a year deal.
Yeah, he was.
Kirby Puckett was also the first player in Major League Baseball history to sign a deal for $6 million a year. Tony is probably going to sign a deal for $60 million a year. It's like, what the hell happened? Sandy, what happened?
Things got a little goofy.
Yeah.
Now, okay, keep in mind, this is what's unbelievable, that Chuck Foreman, I have said to Chuck and told him many times that he could be dominant now. He would be an absolute superstar because of his now running backs they want you to catch. That's what he did.
Yep.
His first contract with the Vikings. Now, again, yes, it's the 70s. $25,000.
I remember that. 25 grand.
Damn.
And I have told him, Tom, and you know a lot of attorneys too. And Chuck is starting to get. First he was silly, but now I think he's into it. We need to start a company for Chuck Foreman's cloning rights. I think people would buy him if they ever perfect it. And I imagine the other guys. I get his pal Carl Eller.
Sure.
You know, he'd do it. Alan Page would probably do it. You get all these guys that played with him. Maybe you could get a Super Bowl team out of it.
It's a
Of course, you might have to wait a
possibility.
few years.
All right, Sandy, we're going to talk to you again on Friday.
That would be the hope.
I thought you were coming into the family podcast last Friday. You
Tom,
pill.
I was going to come in Friday, but I kind of you'd never brought it up, so I thought maybe you just said, we don't need him. I don't want to just show up. I need to know it's confirmed. I won't show up without knowing that you really want me.
Don't talk to me ever again.
Knowing that you really want me.
You really want me,
I know,
Tom?
Did you need like a candy
I'm
gram?
needy like Brittany.
Okay. All right.
I'm Brittany needy.
All right. Well, you're the only one.
There you
All right,
go.
and by the way, because I've done it. This I will do because you had asked me once. The best that ever was is up next.
The best of all time. What's her name again? Is it Crispin? Crispin Van Nispen? We worked with her at KQ, I remember.
Ooh.
You remember her, don't you, Kristen?
Yeah, of course.
She's a very pleasant
Oh,
person.
yeah, she's great. I didn't know
Unlike
you meant
this
her.
wonderful-
Yeah, I love Kristen. Yeah.
Not this one.
I love them both. I love
both,
actually
okay.
most in my life.
You do?
Yeah.
So, Kristen, you like appearing with a red orb?
The orb is hilarious.
What is wrong with this guy?
Kristen, look, you can see me moving.
You can see him moving. There he is.
So
What's wrong with your webcam? That's what I want.
just take
Well,
the
you
cap off.
actually nailed it last week. I took a look after Tom said, "Why can't you aren't you on camera?" I never took the strip off, nor will I, because people will be invasive.
I'm sure
Invasive.
they want to know exactly what you
Get the
do.
little slider thing. It's literally like $1.50 at your local store.
A little slider.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah,
I'm not taking it off.
you cover your webcam after you're done with
Okay,
it.
or
As
you could
did.
use tape. It doesn't have to be a slider
You could
thing.
use tape. You could use whatever you like, but it's
I'm not going to let people invade.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Michael Bryant Bradshaw.
See
and
you
Bryant.
later.
Oh, you
Bob
don't
the
want
Orb.
I just love that he talks over his own commercial.
Love
We're
that.
going to have a meeting with this group. You talked over your own endorsement. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, and what's your point? I've been doing it for 50 years.
That's a very good point, actually. All right, Sandy, thank you.
See ya.
Now, let me do this again. This time he's gone, so we won't be able to talk over it. Bob Sansevere Sports brought to you by Bradshaw and Bryant, personal injury lawyers seeking justice for the injured. Contact Bradshaw and Bryant at MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. That is MinnesotaPersonalInjury.com. I thought for sure wanted you to be a smartass and talk over it. I really did, but you didn't.
He just pops in. And one more thing.
Hey, let me just tell you something, Tom.
Orb is back.
He's got orb things to do. I don't know what they are, but
Yeah, what the hell? Orb things. You gotta have orb things. Okay, that's good. No doubt about it. So what's up, sister?
my goodness. Well, just in case anyone's counting, we are officially in week 4 of the strike.
Oh, really? Already?
Yes,
My God.
already, believe it or not. And we are looking at cutbacks already happening in Hollywood. The agencies now are starting to ask some of their top agents to take a pay cut. So,
Ooh.
yep. Hollywood's starting to officially feel it. So these next weeks are going to be kind of crucial, and hopefully at some point everyone will come together and get back to the table so everyone can get back to work.
Why do we have such a hard time getting to the table? We got this whole national crisis. We don't get something done like starting right now. It'll never be finished in time. Oh my God, we got to wring our hands. Did they do this on purpose?
I think that they do. I think that there's a couple things in the mix. First of all, a lot of the streamers do have enough content banked. So until they reach that crisis point where they're like, my goodness, we're going to run out of content, they're not in a rush to get to the table.
Right.
Secondly, I think that a lot of them overspent, especially, getting established with their streamers. And this is their way of punishing the writers. They're going to say, we had to do cutbacks and layoffs because of your strike, not because of our overspending or an economy that maybe isn't doing so hot right now.
I have a question for everybody on the show. What is this with the punishment and the criticism and why does everybody have to be punished now? What is that now? Right?
It's a social media talking point.
So that's what
Honestly,
it is.
that's what I feel like it is.
Social media is destroying the world. It really is.
It's interesting. I was reading an article in Variety over the weekend because Cannes Film Festival is going on.
Mm-hmm.
And, I don't know if a lot of people always see like the red carpet and, the premiere of movies, but behind the scenes, there's a film market and they're trying to pitch upcoming films so that they can go into production. So they're looking for distributors and investors. And one of the big complaints is that there are no movie stars left. Some of the biggest projects that they're pitching right now involve Arnold Schwarzenegger, a remake of Cliffhanger, which was from 1993 with Sylvester Stallone.
You love that one, did you?
Coming back, and they bring in a young star with him. I mean, Harrison Ford had a big night on the red carpet with Indiana Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And the youngest person that they're really selling that's a hot property is 56-year-old. Listen, he's not old, but in comparison to, we have nobody in their 20s and 30s and 40s right now, 56-year-old Matthew McConaughey with the property. And the sales agents are saying Hollywood's done a really poor job of creating new movie stars. And that's because, and I always thought like, hey, it's because of the invention of social media, but they're also saying the death of the DVD and the fact that a lot of stars are doing well with streamers. But if you and I don't subscribe to that streamer, we don't know who this person is.
Right.
So it's very niche. And that's what's happening there, is that we don't have the next generation of movie stars.
So what are we going to do if we don't have any movies? You got to have movie stars, don't you?
You got to have movie stars, and you got to figure it out. And they're saying one of the big young stars coming up, Sydney Sweeney. Now, I know her because I watch Euphoria and White Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
But anyone who doesn't watch those shows goes, who is that?
Was she the brown-haired gal with the really pretty eyes? Is that who we were talking about?
Blonde.
She's from
Blonde,
the
okay.
first season of White Lotus. Are you thinking of Haley Lou Richardson from...
Yeah, because she was on. I just saw her in San Andreas with The Rock. Is that the girl I'm thinking of? She got the brown hair. She was the one who played the wife who was the writer on White Lotus, who like kind of got railroaded, and her and her husband. Her husband was a big jerk in the first.
No, she was one of the daughters on White Lotus.
Gotcha. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And
Steve Zahn. Yep.
Wouldn't you say like Tom Holland and Zendaya, wouldn't they fall into the movie star realm, Kristyn?
They definitely do. And I think that they were sort of mentioned in the article, but they're saying because of Marvel, and this I thought DC and Marvel, and locking actors into these long-term contracts in this universe, they don't have any sort of staying power when it comes to other movies. So they're not doing those romantic comedies that made, let's say, a Sandra Bullock famous. They're not doing those original films because they're locked into these contracts for so long with Marvel. And it's also making that a struggle, so that people aren't necessarily going, hey, I'm going to go follow Zendaya from Euphoria to Spider-Man to this other movie that we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So that's the big issue.
Interesting.
I would love to watch movies to watch. There aren't any good movies anymore. I mean, what do we do? The movies are terrible now.
Well, yeah, you're looking at this. I mean, if you look at this past weekend's box office, a top movie was Fast X, obviously a long-running franchise. You've got Mario Brothers. You've got Marvel, of course. Like, they're always in the top 10. It's always these franchises coming in over and over again. Guardians of the Galaxy was what I was trying to think of. And, that's the thing. This weekend will be a reimagination of a animated classic. It's going to be all about the Little Mermaid. So,
Oh, right. That's right.
yeah, every single weekend through the summer is going to be a big, what they call an IP, intellectual property franchise. So that's what we're getting. You have to go out and find those smaller movies. You have to go out and see those Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. You have to go out and see those, the book club, but you have to find them and search for them.
I guess I just don't understand where movies think they're headed, because for young people, okay, you got Mario Brothers, you got the things you mentioned, that's nice and all that, well, but how do you then segue them into other things, or do we never segue them into, like, you know, other properties? Like back in the day, it would have been, I suppose, like Marlon Brando, I guess. I don't know. Is there anybody even like that anymore?
I mean, that's where the struggle is with Hollywood, and trying to find like who those people are that can sort of cross over. And I think the interesting thing is, and this could emerge out of the strike. If the strike goes on, let's say 2 more months, it's an opportunity for indie film to come back.
Right.
Indie film has had like resurgence in the 70s and the 90s, and we really haven't had one in the 2000s. So this could be an opportunity for these new emerging writers and stars to sort of break through. And I kind of hope we see that. I don't want a long strike because I know how it affects Los Angeles.
Right.
But I'd love to see a resurgence of indie film, because we got some spectacular things in the 90s that I absolutely adored. I was an indie film fanatic in the 90s.
Yeah, I'd have to go with you on that one. There's no question about that. It just amazes me. Streaming is kicking movies' ass right now. Streaming is really, really good right now. Have you watched this Madoff documentary?
Oh, yes.
Holy God.
That is. You're talking about the one on Netflix, correct?
Yeah, the one with the little snake that's climbing up the chart. I love that. As the stocks go up, it turns into a little snake.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
That's a good intro.
It really is. But that thing is incredible.
The Bernie Madoff story is fascinating, and when you learn some of the details behind the scenes and sort of how it actually began and how it got to the place where obviously it was a house of cards, he couldn't hold up giving away those funds anymore. And I do know someone who had their life fortune in Bernie Madoff, and they had just bought their dream home as everything started to crash, and they had to immediately sell their house because they said it was going to become a gray garden situation where, you know, they just couldn't have the upkeep of the home, and move to a much smaller house just to kind of, because they were hemorrhaging money, and they had 2 kids from her husband's first marriage that were in college, so they had tuition to pay, and then they had 2 younger kids that were like 3 and 5 at the time, and they had a lot to worry about because they lost all of their savings.
Does this happen because people have no decency anymore? As long as look at Bernie Madoff's flashing all this money in front of me, I could get some of that money, and not even looking at the reality of where's he getting all this money.
Right.
They never even looked at that.
We all want a sure thing. Like,
I guess.
Listen, we all want that 20% return on money. He was delivering double digits of a return that would, outpace the market. So people got really excited, and they thought, okay, great, this is fantastic. I'm earning all of this money. But as people started to maybe pass away, and then they started pulling money out, and then of course there was a downturn in the market, and when everyone was asking for their money back, that's when he found himself in a lot of trouble, because he was just constantly moving money around. So it's always your due diligence. You got to do it. And also, if it sounds too good to be true, guess what?
Guess what? No, I think you're absolutely right about that. I just, there's so many good things out there right now. Have you watched Poker Face?
I love Poker Face.
She's phenomenal.
Yeah, Natasha Lyonne, I think she will be in the Emmys mix this year. We won't hear about Emmys nominations until July, but I definitely think she's a contender because she's so good, and she's always good, though.
You know what I love about her? She's about 4'10" and looks like she could kick my ass. I love that.
I just love that she's had that husky, scruffy voice since she's been a little kid.
It's true. Since she was a little kid, she has. Yeah, once again, I love watching movies. Can't find a movie to watch, but streaming is just killing it. Really good.
Yeah, and for people who are really interested in documentaries, there's a lot of good stuff coming out this week on streaming. HBO, and I cannot wait to see this because it's coming out May 26th over the Memorial Day weekend, Being Mary Tyler Moore. So it's going to chronicle her whole career. And they have some of her own personal narrative. And of course, it'll go through with different clips and things like that. So I think that's going to be a really good one. And I didn't realize, I went back and looked because I was like, what year did she pass away? It was 2017.
What?
Yes, it's already been 6 years.
Oh my God, I had no idea that was true.
Yeah, I was thinking it would have only been like maybe a couple of years sometime during the pandemic, but.
All right,
6.
Pally, we will talk to you again tomorrow.
Yes, I will be here. And Britt, I expect the Randall scandal review with you tomorrow.
Oh, no problem. I'm on it.
Randall
Okay,
scandal.
me too.
Don't
Randall
worry,
scandal.
Tom. We'll give
on
you
Hulu.
we'll give you all the details.
Which Randall is it?
Randall Emmett. He is attached to the Vanderpump Rules world.
Oh,
but
you're back.
wait.
Don't worry.
Tom, I just want to say, hold on with this. He also plays into Bruce Willis and his
Really?
dysplasia diagnosis, because he was utilizing Bruce Willis constantly while he was really suffering. And a lot of the questions are like, and Randall, allegedly was not that kind to him while this was going on. So
Thank God it wasn't John Randall, my buddy. I thought they were going to take him away to prison.
I was going to make that joke, but I was like, John Randall's a very big man, and I don't want to piss him off.
Do you know him at all?
I met him one time. That was great.
Great guy.
It was at a Top Golf. He was there.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
my brother-in-law and I are both Packers fans, so we walked up, and we were like, hey, John, can we get a quick photo? And he's like, yeah, absolutely, guys. Get in here. And he puts his arms around us. And my brother-in-law, right when the guy's like, all right, here we go. In 3, 2, my brother-in-law goes, I'm a Packers fan, by the way. And John's like, poof, pushes both of us off. He's like, get off me, man. I don't take photos with no Packer fans. Dude, that guy's great.
That's awesome.
Don't think I'd want to stand toe-to-toe and fight John Randall. Let me
No.
put it that way.
No. And he was just out on a Friday, still had the face paint on. I was like, you're committed.
Ah, he's a great guy. Johnny's a great guy. There's no doubt about it. I mean, he's not as wonderful as Kristyn Burtt, but you know.
Who is?
Who is? That's exactly right. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow.
bye, everyone.
Thanks very much. Take a break. Be right back in a couple of minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I've always said you can't count on 2 nice weekends in a row until mid-June in Minnesota. But now we're only, about 3 weeks away? Somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Well, I hate reading this line. Well, once again, I'm right. Okay.
Which is weird. In your normal life, you don't mind saying, once again.
Once again,
right.
all I ever do is carry this whole outfit on my back.
There
It's
you
just
go.
unbelievable. What better time to lose weight like I'm doing with mnfatloss.com. The program has been great for me. I've lost 21 pounds. I've been on the program for about a month now, and I am not feeling hungry. I am feeling healthier, and I got plenty of energy. I wouldn't follow a fat loss program that isn't safe. You know that. We've got to be around to do this podcast because my name's on the show. I am proving that if you can lose 20 to 30 pounds, let's say, in just a couple of months, not a problem. Do yourself a favor and check out the program at mnfatloss.com. Of course, results may vary, but I'm losing weight. I do feel great. If you want to find out the secret to losing 20 to 30 pounds in just 8 weeks, just like I'm doing, it's about a pound of fat every day. No exercise required. To schedule your free consultation, go to mnfatloss.com. That is mnfatloss.com. And please be sure to tell them that Tom Barnard sent you.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw & Bryant.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw & Bryant.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. You horn tootin' it is. No question. Is anybody at work anymore, by the way?
What's work?
I was checking around with a lot of different people. I was like, is anybody coming in anymore? Or Everybody's got this weekend off, or this week off. I don't know why. Oh, it's because of Memorial Day.
That's next weekend.
Well, but this one would follow into it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
My husband went into actual work today, which is always weird. He has to like put on normal clothes and ask me if they look okay.
Oh, so he doesn't go into the office all that often?
No, usually like maybe every other Thursday, but to go in on a Monday, I was like, wow.
You just want to get away from you? Is that the plan?
That's probably it. I wouldn't blame him. We hung out a lot this weekend.
I wouldn't blame him for getting away from me.
Oh, we ate so much pizza this weekend.
I want to hear about it.
I'm sorry.
I said I do want to hear about it.
Oh, it was Pizza Luce, and we got,
Love pizza.
Oh my God. We just ate so much pizza this weekend. I feel like, because I've been trying to be really good post-baby and like getting back into it
Right.
and running. But man, did I blow up my spot this weekend. Like I did not do good self-care this weekend. I did sleep a lot though, so.
Well, you know, it's funny about that. We were just talking about this morning because I been going through this deal. I still have a couple more doctor's appointments to check in just to make sure that everything's been wonderful, no problem. Everybody's been great.
With your ocular migraine, with losing that sight.
Migraine.
Yeah,
exactly. But I went through a couple of different things and tests and this and that and the other thing. Been really watching what I'm doing. Gained 4 pounds. And see, but the point I'm making is I'm not going to lie to people and say everything is great. Don't worry about a thing. And I did. It wasn't from eating. It was from other things.
Yeah.
But so we'll get that off too.
You're hard on yourself. I'm just like, and I know that, but man, you're hard on yourself. You're like, well, I've gained 4. It's like, first off, if I went to the doctor at all, I mean, especially when I was there, I was doing infertility stuff. The things they shoot in your body and you hold on to. So if you're weighing yourself every day and going up or down, whatever, the point is you've been consistently going down. So don't worry about them.
I'm not worried about it.
I know
just
you're
saying.
not.
It's just, when I report to them, it's like, what the hell did you eat over
I know, right?
Would you eat an entire cow?
Did you hang out with Brittany this last weekend?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Just carb loading for no reason.
I have not seen this story yet. I've just seen the headline, but the headline's, I gotta believe that this will make it worth reading. Uber suspends diversity chief over diversity event.
Oh my.
Now, if you're the diversity chief, wouldn't you figure out the diversity event not to be offensive to anybody?
Yeah, like what are they possibly spitting out?
Do you have any idea?
No.
I have no clue what the hell they're talking about. We'll find out together. Uber has suspended one of its executives who was accused of being insensitive to diversity issues. He's the head of diversity. Now, how does that happen?
I mean, take a beat when you're hiring him.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, look, I told Ginny this. I said, I'll take the morning job, but I don't want to work in the morning.
That's what I said too.
What the hell is wrong with you?
That's actually what I said when a different morning show asked me to work there.
Well,
I
there
said,
you
I'm
go.
not working that time.
It's too early. Sorry. I don't want to do it.
So I actually relate to that.
Do you remember when the KQ morning show started at 5:30 in the morning? Started at 5:30.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I used to get there every morning from between 4 and 4:30.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So Uber has suspended one of its executives who was accused of being insensitive to diversity issues, and he was the director of diversity. The odd thing is that the exec had been in charge of making sure the company was sensitive to diversity issues. The New York Times reports that Bo Young Lee, the company's head of diversity, equity, and inclusion, I just call it DEI.
Of course.
You know.
Just because you're saying it all the time, that's why.
Sure. Is now on leave because of absence amid the controversy. It seems that Lee moderated an event called Moving Forward, Don't Call Me Karen, that was intended to be an exploration of thorny race issues. I didn't know Karen was about race issues.
I think Karen in general is about like being uncomfortable in any space that isn't familiar.
Oh, I thought that you were mean to Karen for some reason.
No, Karen is mean to like.
Karen's mean.
Karens are asking for managers on a consistent basis. Karens are asking, "Do you live here?" When like it's none of her business.
Yeah.
Karens are. Yeah.
okay.
And again, if your name is Karen, I don't feel this way about you, but
I do. No question.
Tom does. So.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I did not realize that. So they picked out Karen because Karen doesn't like people. Is that the plan?
Yeah, Karen is like that. Is right now a word used. It's kind of like the word Chad is used to describe like a douchey guy.
Ooh, like Chad Hartman?
Yep, exactly.
Chad would give me a call. I didn't know you were a douche. You're no longer my friend.
Exactly who they were referencing. More of like frat Chad, fratty Chad.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I got to call Chad, as a matter of fact. I haven't talked to Mr. Hartman in a couple of weeks, more than a couple of weeks. The problem is that minorities who attended the meeting felt it was mostly a defense of white women and minimized their own concern. What do you mean?
I don't know. I wasn't at the meeting.
What do they even mean by that?
I don't know.
They said, moving forward, Don't Call Me Karen was intended to be an exploration of thorny race issues. Karen, of course, refers to slang. The slang name has been bestowed upon entitled white women who complain about minorities in public. When is the last time you heard a white woman complain about minorities in public?
Well, I think it's like always veiled, right? And like, it's usually, you see these viral videos go. There was a big one about this lady in Times Square acting like she'd been attacked and hadn't been. She was, they had it videoed the whole time.
Is that a Karen thing?
Yeah, but I also think it's somebody who's unwell.
Yeah,
like,
I was going to say that's kind of glamorizing it in that article because it's not just about white women who complain about race. It's white women who go to a Trader Joe's and get angry because they have to wear a mask when you walk in, or they get mad because there was somebody who cut in front of them and then they have to speak to a manager, something like that.
Again, it's like that. It's unfamiliar territory and feeling uncomfortable in a space that they've already deemed they should know the outcome. And so when the outcome isn't what they thought, they lose their mind. Again, unwell. People who are very unwell.
But how do you tie race into that?
Well, you don't, but they do in the article so that it can get clicks because you need to...
so this is about making money.
Absolutely.
Once again, it's about making money. You're going to use my skin color. Well, I'm not black, but you're going to use Tevin's skin color to make money, but you're not the racist. Oh, I see. Okay. So you're using skin color, but you're not the one that's a racist. Mm-hmm. What happened to people? When did people get so nuts?
I feel like the big Karen stuff started happening, and again, not so much around here. It's like places where you have entry that people can get in and out of in an apartment building that you have to have like a key to, and then somebody they don't recognize or find familiar, and it might be race-based because it sticks out to them, comes in and they assume they don't live there. That's like a big Karen kind of move on the internet. And they'll be like, prove that you live here. And they're like, I don't have to prove anything to you. And then it just gets...
They would walk up to somebody and say, prove you live here?
That's like a big...
Boy, that's a ballsy move.
Yeah, exactly.
Good way to get punched in the chest, don't you think?
That's another thing. All these people that you see in these videos that kind of go viral, you go, doesn't everybody else kind of live like people have guns and people, I'm not saying any race. I'm literally saying, I tell my husband all the time when we're driving, you need to start acting like people have guns. Because what are you?
That's a good idea.
Why are you trying to over what? Over what? Like, what is the big thing that you would gain? That this guy is going to get into an apartment building that you, just because you don't recognize him? Like, I don't know.
I just literally, we have got to refocus or do something here because people making money off of other people's skin color is disgusting to me. You pretend like you're the great defender, and yet you're benefiting from it.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it happens.
Leave them alone, for Christ's sake.
And it's not, it happens all the time. I mean, it's the tried and true thing, it's pretending to care about women's health. It's pretending to care about kids. It's all of that, pretending to care when you're not doing anything for it.
I'm telling you, I'm going to say my line I told my buddy last week, and you'll start tearing up if I do.
Stop.
I'm doing it.
It's Monday. Be nice.
Brittany. I don't want to read any more of that. Once again, they're using skin color and not trying to help anybody. They're trying to make money. God, that's disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, would you just leave people alone and let them live their lives? What do you say?
I love that idea.
Just everybody, and I'm talking about everybody. Nobody gets judged anymore. We'll just move forward What do you say? Come on.
Well, let's not throw out all the judging. There should be a little bit of judging going on. There should
little
be
judging.
There should be somebody who does stand at the gate every now and again just to keep people in line. But a little bit of judging goes a long way, yeah.
I wonder who you would appoint, though, to stand at the gate because, man, good luck.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Definitely not a white woman. That is for sure. I can tell you that. Karen does not get allowed. She's not allowed to stand at the gate.
Can we just transfer that over to Brittany now instead of Karen and use it in that?
Oh my God!
manner?
If I had an ounce of, I don't have enough energy. I'm so lazy. The idea of caring about where anyone is ever is not me. If you told me to put a mask on right now, it's like, okay. Like, I am so lazy. It's not because I'm a good person. I just don't have. If somebody aggressively walked into our house and acted like they lived upstairs, I'd go, okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Like, I don't know, if somebody were to walk into the studio I've never seen before and they just sat down and grabbed a mic, I'd be
my
like,
God,
I guess this person's on the show today. Yep.
And again, you could probably get away with anything with me and Rudy.
Yep.
Especially in the
Great.
morning.
Wonderful. Fantastic. God.
I'm lazy. I'm so lazy. I don't care what you do with your body or your house. I don't care.
No, I don't either. Oh, so this is a separate. I don't want to get involved in this. There's now apparently NAACP. We mentioned that earlier. A travel advisory about going to Florida just because apparently DeSantis is the governor or something, whatever it is.
I don't know.
Do you guys remember that it wasn't that long ago, and obviously, Tom, you being down in Florida every now and again, when Fort Myers was underwater?
Yeah.
Do you because when we were sitting around this week and we were chatting about the fact that in Florida there was this catastrophic storm that came through and massive flooding everywhere, but nary was it spoken on the news at all. And my theory behind that is, hey man, Florida's doing a bunch of crap that the news media doesn't really agree with. So, hey, sorry, Fort Myers, you get no love on the news.
I know.
To help you get some supplies down here because that's our way of spanking you for the things you've done over the last, I don't know, 6 to 8 months, with the whole they opened up early with COVID and they kind of just went, hey, man, we're Florida. It's sunshine all day, every day. Most of our residents are outside. We're going to open a lot of these things up. And I think it was kind of like their slap on the wrist is, unfortunately, Fort Myers didn't get the help that it needed from people because the news just went, sorry, Florida, we're not helping you this time.
But I have a question for you. Did the COVID go wild? No, it did not. So apparently they were right in doing what they did.
Absolutely.
So when are we going to stop with this? Instead of trying to help people, we always move to harm people first. Why? I don't understand that. I'm sitting at the house over the weekend with Catherine. I adore that woman, I'd love her more every day. Just have a wonderful time. We got together with our neighbors, our families, all the rest. You live your life. I got this great life. I don't know how, I must have been the most lucky man ever born. You know what I mean? I don't have this strife. I get along with everybody, even though I'm accused of not getting along with anybody. But I just don't understand why you want to harm people. I don't get that. Does that give you power or something, do you think? Is that what it is?
Purpose, power. I think
purpose. What would the purpose
No, I
be?
mean, like, some people don't have normal purpose. Like, you and I go, yeah, today I had to run to the grocery store and, I wanted to make sure I had dinner on the table. I have this and that. And some people maybe don't have anything going on in their lives. And so this is their
version.
version
Then get off your ass and get something going. Let's go.
I agree. I'm just like spitting out the possibility of what's going on in there. The idea of any of that just blows my mind.
It's not our fault. If you want to sit around in your ass and don't do anything, don't blame us. You're the one doing it.
I agree with you.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm making that speech later on today. And it's one of the first things I'm going to mention. Get off your ass. Go get it. You can get it. You've proven that already. Go after it.
You sound like Kim Kardashian.
Oh, God, what an honor that is.
People are not getting off their asses and working. She did
like her, you mean?
That's what she did. She's
never worked a day in her life.
I mean, she works. That girl has like 14 companies.
Oh, like she runs them?
You've seen her. She's got an empire now. Now, don't get me wrong. Was it built on false, prefaces? Maybe, but But so funny. She went on there. She went on this. It was like this Vogue interview, and she was like, "People are not getting off their asses and working." And coming out of her mouth, it was hilarious. We're like, "Thanks, Kim. I love your advice. No nepotism or anything.
No,
none."
So, that entertains me.
Oh, it was so entertaining.
I don't like her. I don't dislike her. I don't care about her, but that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
It was beautiful. It was
hilarious.
It was almost like Britney Spears' song, You Better Work, Bitch, because it just felt like now this is mine and every gay man's anthem is like anytime we like see somebody not doing something, we're like, you gotta do what Kim Kardashian advises and get off your ass and work.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, well, if Kim said it, I better get to it.
I was going to skip today. I thought that today this morning when I was getting dressed and giving Gogo her bottle, but I thought, I'm doing this for Kim today.
You know what I just love about that whole thing? These people are billionaires based on her banging everybody in sight.
Yeah. Well, one guy.
No,
just
it was a lot more than one guy.
At one time.
From what I understand. I don't know. Who cares?
And again, she had gotten off. At that time, she wasn't on her back. She was doing other things, and she got off her ass, and she worked.
On what?
On him.
Oh, on him. Oh, that's what she worked on.
Yeah.
Mostly the gear shift.
Why not?
I'm just asking.
It's America.
Go through whatever you want to do. I don't have time to judge other people and be pissed off at other people about trivial crap like this.
No.
Live your life. Be happy and get the hell out of the way.
I love
Right?
it.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Calm down. Would you even waste a minute of your life hating someone? I don't hate anybody.
No.
There's people I don't like, but I'm not going to waste my energy on hating you.
No.
That's ridiculous.
No. And that's why, you realize that, too, right? When there's times in your life where you have, I hate that person. And as your life gets more and more complex or things happen or even just time will go by and you go, all right, I kind of see their point of view. Right?
I got her all figured out.
That's why I always like those. Don't get me wrong. I'm all about, everybody loving each other. But when I see those signs in people's front yards that say, all are welcome here.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, really? Okay, well, hey, King Jong-un is outside with some deviled eggs. He wants to say hi. Is he welcome in? Because
come on in.
Thank you for the virtue signaling that you are so much better than everybody else. All are welcome. No, they are not.
Unbelievable. The whole thing, it's just, would you all just calm down? We're all going to be dead in the next 100 years.
Yeah.
I don't care how old you are right now. Well, it's true.
Not me.
Oh, you're going to live to be 150, are you?
First off, I am not 50 years old, you monster.
I didn't say you were. I said you're going to live to be 150.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
It's a big difference.
137, baby.
I'll be at least 137.
And my weight. Just
Yeah.
JK.
I get to do this show, right? This is not working. I mean, if anybody thinks this is work, you're wrong. This is not work. It's ridiculous. So that's why I love doing it so much, because it's not really work. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, I work with my family after that, and I love that. Then I go home and I hang out with my family. What's so bad here? I don't get it, man. Everybody get the hell out of everybody else's face. Get out of their way. Shut the hell up and do your job.
I'm telling you sound just like Kim K.
Kim Kardashian.
We got to get that audio. It's so funny.
I'm going to start wearing this fake big ass into work. What do you think?
And her skin tight, neutral outfit.
I don't think I'm wearing that.
Come on.
Come on, Tom.
5 more pounds down and you'll be in it. You'll be wearing the whole where it's from her tip of her nails all the way to her tip of her feet.
Okay, we'll close with this because this is one thing I've never understood. What's Kim's mother's name again?
Kris
Kardashian.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Kris Jenner.
Kris Jenner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She was married to Bruce Jenner.
Yeah.
So you went through all of this stuff and basically hoard off your own daughters to make money. Is that correct?
I don't know. I actually don't watch. I know I seem like I'm the demographic.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I never got addicted to it, but they're just part of the culture. It just blows my mind how mainstream they are.
Who was their audience? Do you know?
I think most women my age watch
Really?
them. I just never had cable, so I never got into Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and now But then again, it's so mainstream. I can say Kim Kardashian, and you guys know exactly who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know.
Whatever happened to Ray J? He disappeared. What happened to him?
I think he owns that barbecue place over in Northeast.
Oh, that's a good spot. I love that spot.
There's one in
Magnificent.
Woodbury too. Yeah.
There's one in was a Ray J's in Woodbury
Yeah.
too. I'm pretty sure it's not the same.
Not the same
Ray
one?
J.
Oh.
I don't know. Is that
I'm not positive.
It's definitely not. Brittany's looking it up. It's definitely not the same Ray J. Trust
There's
me.
2 Ray J's, and they're both American Grill.
Love it.
And one is in Northeast, and
Love
one is in Woodbury. They're owned by, I think they're the same. Yeah, you guys. Minneapolis and Woodbury.
Love it.
Yeah, but not the same Ray J that had sex with Kim Kardashian on camera.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, okay, good.
I thought you were saying it's not the same as
No.
Minneapolis. And I was like,
Yes.
why wouldn't it be?
No. Yeah.
Wasn't there a local comedian named Ray J? I think.
There's Fancy Ray.
Fancy Ray?
Fancy
God,
Ray.
I haven't
He's
talked to
loved.
Fancy Ray in years. What happened to Fancy Ray?
I guarantee I could have Fancy Ray on this program in less than 90
They
seconds.
just had him on My Talk not
Yeah.
that long
I don't
ago.
know, where did he go? He used to be on the show all the time.
It was just announced in the, I think, Star Trib that he is going to be the host of the Taste of Minnesota this year.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, because I
Very
saw
nice guy.
I saw him last Wednesday, and he was like, "I got to get on stage and work out some bits because I'm doing the." And was telling us about it before they had made the announcement.
Yeah.
And if you've never seen Fancy Ray do stand up, you have to. It is.
Yeah.
He's an institute. The first time I ever hosted for that guy was like 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And I had never met him, and I walked up to him. I'm like, "Hey, I didn't even know what to call him. I think I called him Mr. Fancy."
Mr. Fancy.
Mr. Fancy, sure.
Mr. Fancy,
Sure.
what do you want for your intro? And he was like, tell him I'm the, I've done this. I got my own show, this and that. And then he looks at me and I said, and it's Fancy Ray. Is that what you want? And I will never forget it. He was eating a club sandwich. He had mayo on his fingers, and he put the sandwich down and he licked his finger and he went, "It's Fancy Ray McCloney. It rhymes with baloney."
Rhymes with baloney. We got to get him in. I haven't seen him in years, and I don't know why.
So nice.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
you
a very
can-
nice guy.
He's at every parade. I mean, you'll see him at parades and all that stuff,
Really?
and you can go up to him and you take a picture. I mean, he just knows.
Yeah.
He doesn't take himself seriously in the fact of like, who are you? What are you? He's like, yeah, I'll take a photo. He's
Right.
so nice and fun. I mean, he's just a blast.
I miss him. I'm glad you brought him up because I miss him and I didn't even know it.
Yeah, I'll shoot him a line. You know what? Since this Taste of Minnesota thing is on the horizon, we'll have him come in and
Okay.
pimp the show. But yeah, he
Sounds
is just.
good to me.
There's a great YouTube video of him interviewing Weird Al Yankovic for an hour.
Really?
You wouldn't
it's gotta be interesting.
Yes, you wouldn't think that those two would get together, but it is one of the most interesting interviews you'll ever watch.
I cannot wait to track it down. That's all I'm saying. We'll take a break here. Be right back in a couple minutes. The lovely and talented Chris Egert will join us right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Listen live on the Tom Barnard Show app or at tombarnardshow.com.
What can Hubbard Interactive do for your business? Let's take a listen and find out what they did for one local company, Steve the Window Guy.
I'm Sally, and I'm a digital brand strategist here at Hubbard Interactive. We met with Melissa from Steve the Window Guy, and she was looking for help with their video advertising strategy. So we helped build a comprehensive plan for streaming TV and YouTube ads.
And Melissa, tell us how it's been getting your message out with help from Hubbard Interactive.
I've been working with them for 5 years, and what I've learned is that they have both the experience and the depth inside their team to help me solve any creative marketing challenge that I've got. So over the years, I've moved from radio ads to streaming TV to YouTube ads, and now we're moving towards SEO. And I'm loving the results that I'm seeing.
Is there anything else you want business owners out there to know about Hubbard Interactive?
I am so grateful for the entire team at Hubbard Interactive for effortlessly understanding our business and our marketing vision, and then always delivering only the best results.
To find out how our experts can help your business grow, get in touch today at hubbardinteractive.com.
Tom Barnard here. Are you ready for some throttle therapy? Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from Power Lodge. Enjoy sunset from the water, entertain the kids, and float on the lakes all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud. Hundreds of pontoons in stock across all Power Lodge locations. Your summer fun begins at Brainerd's newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Enjoy the best days of summer on your favorite lakes in a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge in Ramsey, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine in St. Cloud, and hundreds of Benningtons in stock across all locations. The Power Lodge is your destination before you hit the lakes this summer and cruise at sunset. Fun begins at the Lodge, the Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge. Get some throttle therapy on land and water, millermarine.com and powerlodge.com, and you can tell them Tommy sent you. As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you'll receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sheets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM. Or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM.
Hey folks, Judd Zolgad here, and you know the unofficial start of summer is just 2 weeks away. You could lose up to 10 pounds by Memorial Day with Livia's doctor-recommended program. Look and feel your best with the weight loss program voted #1 in Minnesota. Receive personalized and guided support from Livia's team of experts. Join today and receive 3 months free. What are you waiting for? Get summer ready with Livia. Call today, 855-GO-LIVIA, or visit Livia.com. You know, I lost 40 pounds more than a year ago now with the help of my friends from Livia, and here's the most important thing. Their nutritionists and dietitians also help you keep the weight off. We've all lost weight before. The question is, can you keep the weight off? And with Livia, their program, the answer is most definitely. Start your success today and get summer ready. Call 855-GO-LIVIA or visit Livia.com. That's Livea.com. Join now and receive 3 months free. That's right. Call now, 855-GO-LIVIA, or visit Livia.com and receive 3 months free. Come to Livia to experience life-changing weight loss.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Brittany and I were just looking up at Christoph's magic trick. Did you happen to be listening or watching, Chris, when Kristoph was in doing a magic trick?
Yeah, well, I saw part of the one where he would put something in Brittany's mouth, or I don't know what.
Like what every guy she ever went to high school.
Hey, that was off air.
Hey, that was off air. Oh, my God.
What was that?
I had to fold up a card and put it in my mouth and hold it really tight. And he folded up his card and then also held it tight in his mouth. And then somehow they magically switched. It was pretty cool.
It was an amazing. He did some amazing trick. How he got my card in his shoe, I will never. Did you guys figure that out? Because I got no idea.
No idea. I've watched that video like 5 times, and I don't understand.
Should we put him on Minnesota Live?
Yes.
He emailed me later that, like, right after.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, right after you guys got done, he emailed and wanted to know if we would have him on Minnesota Live, and I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, from what I could tell, it looked like it was pretty cool. So I think I'm guessing we'll probably book him. I'm not really sure.
Great guy too, by the way. He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, it's cool.
I forgot that I've known him for years actually, but I didn't know him as Kristoph. He was a friend of a friend. Jimmy Hayes is an old friend of mine. I've known Jimmy forever, and he's a good buddy of Jimmy Hayes's. So I actually played golf with Kristoph like 20 years ago, but he wasn't Kristoph then.
Did he make the handicap disappear?
Yes, he made the ball disappear into the hole. That's what he did.
That's actually impressive in golf. I feel like that's the goal, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the goal in a way. There's no question about it. But yeah, he's a very pleasant guy. His wife's very, very nice, very pleasant guy. Cool. And nice. I want to know how the hell he got that card in his shoe, because I didn't ever see him bend. I signed it, so it can't be just another version of the card.
Our cards on the wall have been in 2 people's mouths and 1 person's shoe. Like, that's our decoration for the studio.
It's really, really snazzy.
Classy.
Very nice. No doubt about it. So what's new with you, Mr. Egert?
Nothing. I'm glad to see Rudy back from all of his hobnobbing and traveling across the country with his fancy comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back, Rudy.
Thank you, buddy. I'm sorry, Buzz Lightyear did say hi.
Good.
Buzz Lightyear, very good guy.
Yeah.
Now, what was he doing there?
Seeing your travels.
Tim Allen had a show Friday night at a Civic Theater in Oklahoma City, and then he just happened to be. I went down to the hotel just to go hang out with one of the other comics and write. And while we were walking past, Tim Allen was just sitting there, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Tool Man!" And we all ended up hanging out for like a half hour.
That's nice.
He told us some great stories. Him and Jay Leno, drag racing while they're out at Jay Leno's shop, and he's working on the Santa Claus right now. Just a mensch of a guy. Super nice.
You said Santa Claus is a TV show.
Yeah, they're doing a series on Disney Plus that he's working on. I asked him, I'm like, so how were the shows? And he goes, 3,000 people. I got to get on stage more. And I was like, ooh. So it's always kind of nice to hear when guys are up the ladder like that are like, I'm a little rusty. I got to get up there and definitely work those muscles.
No doubt about it. I don't know if you heard this or not, Mr. Egert, but it's going to be kind of a bitch. But Rudy was asked to come back and do a few shows with Adam Carolla, 11 shows, but they're all on the same day.
All one day.
What?
Yeah, it's all one day. Tom set it up. He was like, listen, you get one day. It's a Sunday. Show start at 7 a.m. You have to do 11 shows by noon.
11 shows by noon.
Call it a
Can you
day.
imagine how awful that would be?
Oh, my God. I'd be like, even I'm tired of these jokes.
Yeah, after 11 hours of them, I suppose.
Yeah. Wow.
No question about it.
I mean, it'd be
So-
great because it'd be you, Rudy, but still.
All right, and the other thing, we have one rule today. You cannot use the word instway if you know what I'm saying. Instway as in twins. Don't even bring them up. Don't talk to me about them. Don't make any reference to those sons of bitches.
Quack, quack.
Yeah.
Quack, quack. I love the Twins, and they're letting me down right now. Lost 4 out of 6 out there on the West Coast.
They're coming home though now. They got
They
a
are coming
nice
home.
long stand. The weather's going to be nice. Like this is going to be a run where I don't know enough about they're playing the Giants for one of the series. What's the other one? I'm not
Yes.
sure. Are the Giants any good?
They're not bad. We're going to the game tonight. I got a friend of mine, big Giants fan. He's in town for the games, but I don't think they're terrible this year. But they're definitely not. It's not like playing the Rays, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think this will be like the first big stretch all year where a lot of people are going to the games, right? Because the weather's it's gonna be 80 degrees. It's a kind of quintessential baseball weather that you think of.
Apparently, though, I got a call from Matt Hoy, and he said, our attendance is way up, except for on days when they think you're throwing out the first pitch. And we'll go, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Understandable.
I only missed home plate by about 30 feet.
Could we recreate that?
Yes, but it's not going to be easy, though. I will tell you that.
Daniel Tosh 2.0.
Sure.
You ever watch that?
I used to, yeah.
He'd take a viral video and then go back and recreate it or whatever, which I thought was a super entertaining bit.
Mm-hmm.
We could go back and recreate your pitch.
I would love to do that, just recreate it over and over and over again. Except for we're going to do with Daniel Tosh, it'd have to be a prick.
Well, I don't. Have you ever met him, Rudy? Does he do stand up?
I don't. I've never met him, but I think Tom, you've met him a few times, right?
Tom?
Oh yeah, I've met him a few times.
He's a prick, huh?
He's very fond of himself. Let me put it that way. I mean, he's a handsome young man. I suppose he can do that if he wants. When Tosh .0 first came on, I always watched it. I watched it all the time, and then it got very repetitive. Didn't you think it got very? It's like, okay, you've already done this.
A little towards the end, but I think every show is like that. You know, how can
true.
Yeah, how can you sustain that sort of, level of commitment to an excellent show for that long? Eventually, it's going to burn itself out.
Is he still even around? I haven't heard a word out of him in years. Well, I suppose that's pandemic, though.
The
more
show,
than anything.
yeah, the show's not on because it was on Comedy Central, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that what it was? The show itself is not on Comedy Central, but I do believe there's a web-based version of it, or at least he's still putting out clips because I do see him putting out clips every so often.
Tell you, when that thing started, I watched it every damn week.
Yeah.
I thought it was terrific. I really did. He came into studio over at the Q and was not friendly at all. I mean, way over the top.
Yeah, well, his original, stage persona was him being like a surfer dude. What's up, everybody?
Oh, is that right?
And then one day he figured it out and he was like, "Oh no, I'm an asshole, and that's what I'm going to be." and that's when he blew up.
Yeah, that's true.
Brittany, you got an opinion on Tosh? I'm not noticing a lot of.
No, I was trying to remember. It was very unmemorable if he was in studio. I don't have any memory of him coming. It must have been his early on career.
Yeah, I think it was.
But I remember. I think he's funny, but I believe that he's probably an a-hole. I mean, I know that a big part of him not continuing the show is I don't think he wanted to do it anymore. So
Was it still getting ratings?
I think, honestly, yeah, because I think that was the big debate, and I think he walked away from it. And there's another comedian he was emulating that I have to look up his name, who's an actual kind of a-hole, and I don't feel like Tosh, that was his actual personality, kind of like Rudy was saying.
Well, I know that Nick Swardson loves the guy.
Oh, yeah. I bet,
Nick thinks the world of him, so I don't know.
I bet he's funny. I bet he's funny in person because his show, man, when it was good, it was good.
Yeah, it was. I agree. It was a really good show. Swardson, I got to call Nick. I haven't talked to him in a while. He was, I had dinner with him down in Florida. He was down making an appearance down. Was he at the Kravis Center or somewhere? I can't remember where he was, but yeah, he's what a piece of. You spend any time with Nick?
I don't really know him that well. I've seen him. I've met him real fast in passing, but don't know him.
Jesus, Palomino. His mother's my favorite in that family. That's all I have to say.
Really?
His mother's wonderful. Well, his brother Johnny. Johnny's another great. Well, Rachel. I got to call Rachel one of these days. Anyway, I'll move on. Sorry about that.
No, Tommy, what level of celebrity do you have to be to like just call you and like you'll drop everything and go have dinner with them?
No such thing.
Like it's not going to happen ever?
Yeah, I mean, if I can go, I'll go, but I'm not going to move everything around. Just go to dinner with some hunyuk. Who cares?
And you say that, but like, and I agree that you won't drop everything. Like if you were going to
Right.
something, you would not do it.
No.
But like, I'll say this about you. It's surprisingly easy to be like, hey, we go to dinner with me. Like you've always been, like anybody will do that if you'll plan it out. If I say, hey,
if you plan it out, I would. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I think people don't realize you're very approachable, especially if you make a plan and a game plan.
If you got a plan, if you just
But out of nowhere, I don't think you drop anything
Yeah,
for
I'm not
anybody.
an out of nowhere kind of guy.
No.
But I mean, over the years, you look at that kind of stuff. It's been great. Remember, Andy and Alex bringing up that Catherine, Andy, Alex, and I went to dinner with Ali Wong, like, Jesus, 15 years ago, maybe.
Was she so funny?
She was phenomenal, but she wasn't. Nobody knew who the hell she was.
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But she's a very, very nice. Those kind of things I really do enjoy.
Her stand-up is amazing.
Yeah, she's very, very
so
talented.
funny.
Very good, no question about it. So
I want to know if like you get the text, like when you and Nick were setting up your dinner, like how far in advance did you set it up? Did he text you? Did he say, let's get together? I want to go inside. I want to know more.
Well, that's a different deal because I didn't know he was in town. He was in the same town I was in. So
Gotcha.
when I got a call from him, he said, "Where are you right now?" I said, "I'm in blah blah blah," and he goes, "Well, that's where I am." And I said, "Really?" And we ended up having dinner that night because we just both happened to be in the same town on the same day.
Yeah.
But hanging out with Swartzen all night is a piece of work. Everybody knows who that man is. Everybody.
It's probably exhausting too, right? Is he always is he always firing?
He is always very accommodating to people that come over and want his autograph, want a picture with him, whatever. You know, he's very, very good about that stuff. No doubt about it.
That's cool.
No question. But I still like his brother and sister and mother more than I like him. Let me just say that.
I feel the same about somebody else in this room.
Really? And really? Listen, there's two of us in here. Although Rudy's picture is right over your shoulder. Maybe that's what you're talking about.
That's who I meant.
You know what I'm saying. No real huge news today, is there, Chris? I mean, there's no tragedies or anything like that, I hope.
No, I mean, it was a pretty, as these things go, a pretty quiet weekend. The legislature worked throughout the weekend to try to wrap up their business. Their legislative session ends, it'll end at midnight tonight, and it'll always go down to the last second. It always does, and people will be yelling and carrying on. And here's what I'll say about all that. You guys had you could have had a lot more time if you wouldn't wasting all your dang time talking about Prince and coming up with your silly little saying. Remember when the Prince thing passed and I was all annoyed by that they renamed Highway 5 and they were like, dearly beloved, we've gathered in this chamber to celebrate like all this garbage. I'm like, all right, I know it's a tough job being a state lawmaker, but maybe a little less time coming up with quirky Prince cliches and a little more time trying to get your homework done. So when it came to time to turn in your assignment, it was already done.
That'd be good. I would like it if they actually did their job. It'd be wonderful, don't you think?
I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know what it's like to be a state lawmaker. I'm sure all I know is there's a lot of time put into coming up with Prince lyrics.
I got to tell you something. A guy walks up to me yesterday. I was hanging out, and he walks up to me yesterday. He goes, I got to ask you a question. So I asked it for the rest of the day because I didn't know this. I don't pay attention to this stuff. He says, Dianne Feinstein, was it Feinstein or Feinstein? It's Feinstein, isn't it?
I think so.
Steen.
The Congresswoman?
Yeah, I think it's Steen.
Yep. Steen.
I do have a question because of his question. He asked me, how is she worth $200 million being in Congress for pretty much her whole life? How do you make $200 being in Congress? $200 million. Where does that come from, Chris?
I don't know much about anything, Tom, but what I do know is, generally speaking, when people go to Washington, they seem to find ways to do pretty well for themselves.
They really do.
Beyond what the salary is. I'll say that.
What a bunch of scammy pigs.
I don't know how it works, but I'm thinking about it like, wow, I get it. Power, money, the whole bit, it
never ends. And then somebody told me, and again, I'm not even going to say who it is because it's not about politics. It's not about being a Republican or a Democrat. It's just about being a politician. But there's a very famous politician's wife now. She's selling like popsicles or some damn thing, and it's just kicking ass, making millions of dollars. No, it's juice, I think. It's some kind of juice or something. She's selling some kind of juice, and I guess it's in every damn store in the United States.
Really?
I guess so, yeah. Huh. So that's pretty good. She's already a billionaire, so I don't even know what the hell she's getting involved in that for, but whatever. Right?
What I think about with that is I don't know. There have to be some people who are going to Washington or going to St. Paul or wherever they're going with the right intentions, right? Not everybody who's running for an office is doing so because they're power hungry, or it's because they may actually want to make a difference in the world. Let's assume there's some with pure intention.
I hope.
What I feel probably happens is you get to Washington, and if you're that pure of heart, I don't know if you can get anything accomplished.
You know what's amazing about that, looking back and just listening to what you're saying and looking back at the podcast and the morning show and all the rest of it, I have had several people, Democrats and Republicans, ask me for my endorsement. They come and visit me, and I sit and talk to them. And I was wondering if you'd endorse me and all the rest of it and blah, blah, blah. Not one of them has ever reached out to me after they won. Not one of them. So they ask for your endorsement. They ask for your help. And if you give them your help, they don't care. It's like, oh, it worked. Good. Doesn't that suck?
Yeah, it's just, that's just not good, human being behavior, right?
Yeah. It's just
you
really
ask for a favor no matter what it is. You should at least reach back. I had somebody reach out for a reference for a job.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany, scale of 1 to 10, how bored are you today?
Not at all. I'm just listening.
I was curious.
No, it's just the look on your face.
Oh my God! No, I'm sitting here making eye contact with Tom, listening to him talk about. I was trying to figure out which Republicans that was. Oh my God!
No, it wasn't Republicans. Who said it was Republicans?
I meant to say politician.
Let's see. Look at that. She automatically assumed. Actually, it was about half and half.
I just screwed up the word. Oh my God!
No, you're a disaster.
I feel like today is rough on Brittany.
Oh, what?
I just wanted to engage you. I wasn't.
I'm sitting here staring intently at Tom as he's talking, listening to. I'm like, and then I thought to myself, have I ever done that? Asked somebody for a favor and then not reached out after all that stuff.
I doubt that you would do that.
But I really was wondering. I'm like, is that a human nature thing? So no, I'm not bored at all. I swear.
It is not a human nature thing. It's just being a prick.
But I also kind of have a bitchy face. I've learned that as well. My husband always goes, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just sitting here thinking, no."
I wasn't trying to signal you. I single you out. I just wanted you to come in.
No, single her out. Come on.
Yeah.
Single her out right now.
Thanks for making space for me, I guess.
I'm Team Brittany, so listen.
Yeah, obviously. 2 times today. What do you? Okay, yeah.
I just want. Anyway, I helped this guy get a job. A guy and his wife, reached out to a news director who I knew, and within 2 weeks they got the job. The whole thing, just all set up. I never heard back from either one of them, and I was just kind of dude, that's so rude.
I know.
Crazy. Did you ever know if you got the job or not?
But they did.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Doesn't that piss you off?
I mean, it doesn't. I don't know. To Brittany's point, is that just human nature? Once you've gotten past and you've achieved what you want to achieve, you just sort of forget about how you got there. I don't know.
Okay.
Sorry. Maybe it's the idea of you're kind of already embarrassed about reaching out and the humbling moment of having to reach out again. I don't know.
No. Let me give you an example. I had to go to the hospital for this eye thing that I had, the ocular migraine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the hospital for 4 hours. Then the next day, I went to a clinic for about an hour and a half, something like that. Every person that helped me, I went and sought them out and thanked them and said, you made this a much better day than it could have been. I just wanted to thank you for your hard work and being so kind and pleasant. I always thank people for being kind and pleasant. Oh, now if they're a prick, I point out, you know what, you're kind of a prick. So I do both, actually. Isn't that the way to do it, right?
Your mama raised you right.
I guess so. Except she back in those days, my mother go, you know, Tom, you're kind of a prick. No, that's not true. She didn't say that.
I mean, there's probably times, teenage Tom.
Yeah, teenage
It's
Tom.
like in human nature to be kind of a prick when you're a teenager.
I've been criticized for doing that, by the way.
What's that?
For thanking people.
What do you mean?
You don't have to thank me. I'm doing my job. It's like, well, I didn't say you weren't. I was just trying to say thanks. You made my thing a little easier, so, well, you don't have to thank me. I'm
It's
like,
an uncomfortable.
okay.
That one you have to that one is they're uncomfortable and don't know how to. I used to be so weird when people would say thank you for my service, and I'd always have like a weird moment of like, well, thank you for paying for my college. Like I would just be weird because I don't know how to take
God.
a thank you. So that one, they're not being a-holes. They're just, it's like when giving you a gift, you are very appreciative of it, and you are uncomfortable.
I am.
Yeah, that makes sense. Now imagine being thanked for your service and you didn't serve.
Well, there is that.
Yes, sir.
There is that.
I bought you coffee the other day when I saw you.
All the time, man. They assume with the leg thing that I was in the service.
That is just a wild assumption. That is wild.
That's wonderful.
I mean, I don't know. I suppose I kind of fit the age demographic. I, could have served in Afghanistan. Could have hit Afghanistan. Could have been in one of the Iraqs.
Oh, sure, yeah.
I don't know, but it's so awful because
What do you say? What do you say when they say that?
Do you ever correct them?
What's that?
Yeah,
Rudy?
that was like, do you ever correct them? Do you ever stop and go, just no? Or do
9
you just
times out of 10, yes, because I don't want anyone to think I ever served. I was,
right. Right.
But like every once in a while, there'll be such a quick interaction because people feel stupid after they say it then. And so then I'm like, oh, no, I was just really bad at basketball. And they'll be like, what?
It's so funny. I have the opposite effect. There is this parking at Lifetime that's for veterans only, just one spot for veterans open. And I will only use it if I have Go-Go with me because I'm like, I can rationalize getting close parking for the, with the baby. But I'm always like ready to be like, I was with the 194 infantry, like, because I know I don't look like the part. I look like some idiot just flying in there and taking that spot. So it's funny. I feel like I might need to borrow your fake leg once in a while.
God,
Go ahead. What are you saying, Tom?
You just gave me the greatest memory of my life. I will never forget, because he was so good at it. I had a friend named The Dog, and he was called The Dog because he walked like this. He walked like a bulldog. You know how bulldogs walk?
Yep.
He had a very big chest. He was a tough guy. But I'm out with the dog, and he used to do this all the time. Couldn't find a place to park, so he'd park in handicap. He had the best fake limp I have ever seen. I'm not kidding you. You would go, oh, God, poor son of a bitch, man. Look at that, how great that is.
Good for him.
I don't know how the hell he pulled it off. It was brilliant. It's like, I'm not saying he should have parked in a handicap when he didn't need it. That's not what I'm saying. But to invent that fake limp and to perfect it, I mean, it was beautiful. You know what I mean?
That's funny you say that because I don't like to park in the handicap. Kind of like Brittany but you know what? The reality is I am freaking handicapped. You should have some advantages, right?
I agree.
I want to get in and out of Target one day. So be it.
Yeah, especially on like icy days or whatever. Like, minimize the hazards.
But every once in a while, like I'll get like the stink eye because they won't see the leg.
Yeah.
Right.
And then they'll like sit there and stare, even like mouth something like you son of able-bodied, and I will purposefully get out of my car and like try to like
show the leg.
Look at this! Look at this! Damn it!
Hike your pants up a little bit.
And then like purposely like try to like make sure they see it so they don't think I'm faking.
I love that.
Chris, and what is funny is probably the reality of it. Nobody cares or is watching us ever. Man. But we've decided the narrative in our head is like, oh, they think I'm an asshole. Like, for sure.
It's like Tom's friend. Like nobody was ever gonna call him out on it.
No. Oh God, no. No way.
Man, the next time that happens, Chris, just look at him and just go, I have celiac disease.
Exactly. What's wrong with that?
IBS, bitch.
I have body dysmorphia.
Boy, you guys invented 3 things right in a row there. That was phenomenal.
It's because that's our diagnosis.
I heard Megan Fox say she has. I know that's a thing. I'm not making light of it, but she's got body dysmorphia. I heard something that came out this weekend, and I'm like, I don't know. It's crazy to me because like a lot of people would look at Megan Fox and go, "This is like the perfect woman,"
right?
And the fact that she's got a whole thing and doesn't feel good about it, it's just crazy to me. But then again, that goes into like what's going on in our head isn't necessarily what other people see. It was,
yeah.
Indeed.
I didn't want to make fun of body dysmorphia, is what I'm saying.
No, you do not.
No,
I understand.
we were just shouting
100%.
out diseases. You're fine.
No. Oh, I should mention before, because I know you got to hit the road here in a second, but I ran into a whole bunch of people over the weekend that are listening to this show, and they went through pretty much everybody on the show, and they really like you guys a lot.
Good.
I explained they're not that great, but they wouldn't listen to me, you know. But no, I wanted to mention that several people that listen to this podcast every day, and they really like you guys. I thought I'd mention
that's nice of them, and thanks for passing that along. I'm hearing from people all the time. They're digging it.
Yeah, they are, which is nice to hear. No question about that. We'll build upon that. What do you think?
Let us.
All right, what else you got going the rest of the day, Buster?
Kids,
I love that when he goes.
My kid's graduating in like a week and a half, so like when I'm done off of work today, I'm running home and working on crap around the house.
So it's a kindergarten deal?
Senior year.
Senior year. Oh my God. Old man, look at my life.
Yeah, I know. Did you guys host? Did you guys like do open houses for the kids, Tom?
Hell no, we just gave them cash. I don't want
like you didn't have like people over.
You didn't
like
have a grad party for the
You ever
kiddos?
met Andy?
But Alex, you didn't have a grad party.
Oh yeah, she
for
had a
Alex.
grad party.
Yeah.
But Andy said no way.
Andy's pretty.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, Andy doesn't want to do any stuff like that. But what are you going to do? But Alex did, and it all worked out in the end. So, all right, so we'll talk to you again tomorrow.
See you guys.
Looking forward to it.
Bye,
Thank
Chris.
you, sir. Chris
Later.
Egert, Channel 5 Eyewitness News. And he's never called me a racist on his show. So that was nice of him.
That you know of.
He said just once. Thank you very much. God, what a pain in the ass. He's a great guy, isn't he?
I love him, but
He's a
what?
great guy.
I look bored. I was sitting staring at you, like, what, Chris? I'll come for you.
You're coming for Chris,
Yeah.
baby. Take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Tom Barnard here. Consider me your doctor of throttle therapy. On and off the water. Cruise the water in luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. It did this again.
Oh, dang. Why don't you pull it up on your email? We'll jump into commercials and we'll read it at the tail end.
That's what we'll do. We'll be right back with this spot because this one didn't print out on the right side, and we're going to have to get this figured out. One of these years. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Mike Bryant from Bradshaw & Bryant. If you've been hurt in a car collision, it's traumatic enough. You don't need to waste time and energy on the legal stuff. Think of us as a partner who will guide you through the process. First off, you need to recover, but part of that is getting the compensation you deserve. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we'll work hard so you can get the rest you need during the trying months after a personal injury. At Bradshaw & Bryant, we understand how important it is to make our clients comfortable, so we build each client relationship on the pillars of honesty and transparency. Don't miss out on what's rightfully yours. We'll go to bat for you. For your free case consultation, please visit minnesotapersonalinjury.com. That's minnesotapersonalinjury.com. I'm Mike Bryan, and I hope you're never injured in a collision. But if you are, don't sign anything until you've talked to Bradshaw & Bryant.
Find Bradshaw & Bryant, personal injury attorneys at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
With Mike Bryant on your side, seeking justice for the injured. Bradshaw and Bryant.
The new Tom Barnard Morning Show is proud to have partners like Bradshaw & Bryant, MyPillow, and North American Banking Company founder, chairman, and president, Mike Bilski.
I've advertised on Tom's show for years, and the reason is simple. My business is recognized because of the ads, and that recognition has created growth. What business doesn't want to grow? I highly recommend the Tom Barnard Morning Show for your advertising.
Grow results for your business by partnering with the Tom Barnard Morning Show. Visit TomBarnardShow.com, keyword partner.
What do you think of that? We're going to have Power Lodge in a second here. He's just printed it out. Yeah, for some reason on one of these printers, it cuts off the back like 1/3 of the commercial. I don't know why the hell it does that, but It's an absolute disaster and a calamity. What do you think? But Rudy's got it. He's running it in right now. We'll be good to go. Thank you, sir. All right, so that did work. Good, I'm glad to hear it. Now what the hell did I do with my glasses? I'm having a great day. Tom Barnard here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, consider me your doctor of throttle therapy on and off the water. Cruise the water in a luxury on a brand new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge, of course. Enjoy more sunsets on the water, entertain the kids, and just float all summer long. It all starts at the Lodge. The Twin Cities' newest Bennington dealer, the Power Lodge, with locations in Brainerd, Onamia, Ramsey, and Miller Marine of St. Cloud. Hundreds of pontoons and fishing boats are in stock across all Power Lodge locations. You will love it because your summer fun begins at the Power Lodge. I used to live on a lake in Golden Valley, and I can tell you it's a great life. Even if you don't live on the water, it can be just as fun when you take your boat and trailer to experience the fun of an afternoon on any one of our 10,000-plus Minnesota lakes. Enjoy the best days of summer with friends in a brand-new Bennington pontoon from the Power Lodge. Miller Marine in St. Cloud is the largest Bennington dealer on the planet. My friends at the family-owned and operated Power Lodge brought Miller into their family, and so here's a little throttle therapy prescription from your buddy, Tommy B. Go to powerlodge.com and millermarine.com and get on the water.
I got to admit, I think that may have been your best one yet.
Oh, is it? Best one? Yeah.
It was, you were concise. It was, man.
Very smooth.
I could feel the throttle therapy taking over me.
Throttle therapy, but I still got to get a pontoon, though. I got to get that worked out.
Yeah, you do. We all need some throttle therapy and real therapy, I think.
Oh, you do. There's no getting around. I mean, there's no even arguing that point.
I just figure, why not hit all of our bases?
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, why not?
There's something covering up the screen.
Oh, sorry, bud.
Do you see that?
Yep.
Oh, good, thank you, because I just have to get back in and do the thing again.
There we go. Yeah, StreamYard can be finicky sometimes. It's one of those things. It's like the problem with a lot of computers in the digital age is that we build something that we rely on, but it is so finicky.
It is. No, you're absolutely right.
You know,
it's very finicky.
Your phones constantly just like they don't update. You try to call somebody, you drop a call, it doesn't text. Even when we try to help ourselves with like the predictive text, you end up sending something off to somebody. You're like, I know I got to go back and retype it because obviously what I sent doesn't make sense. And that is the biggest issue that we have with digital. And one day, God, we got to get it figured out.
I would agree completely. It's just, I don't know, it's great having it, obviously, it's right here and all the rest of it. But it also, one thing that digital does and I mean, it's pretty much everybody across the board, it has made people lazier too, because they don't have to do it physically anymore. It has made people a lot lazier. It's like, I'll do it when I get around to it.
One thing I've noticed is that I'm, you'll throw out a direction at me if we're like there are times that you and I have driven together, and I'll be like, I don't know that at all. Like I need to pull up I've relied so much on my GPS that I get thrown off so easily. Like,
but you can use that anyway, can't you? Can't always go back to it.
Not sometimes. Like
when
I'm driving to Williston, I better know where the heck I'm going with some of those towns in between when the cell service drops off. Like. I think it's useful, and especially the last thing you can do is, start typing on your phone in the middle of something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so there's a part of me that I'm trying to do this thing where I'm relying less on my phone to get places, like where I go, all right, I got an extra 5 minutes buffer time. Let's see if I can get there without my GPS first.
Yeah,
exactly.
And I think it's like my Sudoku. That's my version of Sudoku lately is like, can I get to her pediatric appointment without the GPS? All right, let's give it a go.
Glad to hear it. I just noticed this headline pop up. I don't know if it means anything. Biden, McCarthy to hold pivotal meeting on debt ceiling as time to resolve standoff grows short. I thought they said it had to be done by yesterday. Now apparently it didn't need to be done by yesterday.
What I know about they're claiming remember the strikes, the government strikes, where they'd be like, it's due at 2 p.m. on Thursday. And then the 2 p.m. comes, they're like, it's due at 4 p.m. on Friday. Is that like, they've got more leniency than I ever had in college.
President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are set to meet at the White House at a pivotal moment as Washington works to strike a budget compromise and raise the nation's borrowing limit in time to avert a devastating federal default. Do you think there was ever a chance at all that was going to happen? That they would have defaulted federally?
No, probably not, because we're about to get into an election season.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was never going to happen. That's what they do, though. They lie and they torment you. Mm-hmm. The meeting Monday afternoon between the Democratic president and the new Republican speaker will be critical as they race to prevent a looming debt. They race. We're working really hard. Oh, my God.
Looming debt.
Looming.
Like, oh, that's another good one.
It's a looming debt limit.
Ooh-wee.
After a weekend of start-stop talks, both men appeared upbeat as they face a deadline as soon as June 1st, when the government could run out of cash to pay its bills. Biden and McCarthy spoke by phone on Sunday while the president was returning home on Air Force One after the Group of Seven summit in Japan. It went well. We'll talk tomorrow, Biden said in response to in a shouted question upon his return late Sunday. They're going to get this done. Not everybody's going to be pleased with it. We know that to be a fact. It can never, not everyone can be pleased, correct?
That's true.
Now, the other headline that's in the Star Tribune this morning, legislature passes $3 billion tax bill ahead of Monday deadline. Tax bill includes one-time rebates, tax credits, and a $1 billion tax increase. Don't they already have $18 billion left over from last year? What happened to that money?
That's so funny that you think that money was just sitting around and nobody grabbed it or used it for something.
You think that I think that?
No, I don't. I know you don't.
I thought you said
I meant like a joke. Like, you go, what happened to that money? I'm like, we all
disgusting.
know. We all know.
You get human beings near money, they are the most disgusting animals on earth. God, money, it's just filthy.
I just hope somebody got a pontoon out of the whole thing.
That's what I'm hoping. Eventually, a power lodge, you got to get over there. Well, I could do it with my huge tax rebate.
Yeah, the one you're for sure going to get.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Yeah.
The tax bill.
How about that?
Yeah, but these phony bastards on the local and national stage. Oh, we're trying to get it done. Like you lying sacks of shit.
We're racing to get it done.
We're working really hard for you.
When we're not working on our Prince lyrics that we're going to say for a soundbite,
Exactly.
We are pens of fire.
I guess we'll figure it out eventually. Like I said, you have to lie. Calm down. Boy, but what's funny is these days, if I go back, to my teen years and all the rest of it, you never heard that $1 billion figure rolling around. It was always millions. It wasn't billions back then.
Yeah, billions is coming out a little too easily in every
really
department.
is.
I was looking at a list of richest women in the world and how casually 900 billion. You're like, what the?
Exactly.
How do you even fathom that? Cool.
Guarantee you one thing. If I was ever worth $900 billion, you'd never hear my name again. I can promise you that. I would disappear.
You talk such a big game.
I would.
Because you needed to do this job.
Can you even imagine, though, how you would get driven crazy if people knew you were a billionaire?
You'd never want anyone to know.
Oh, God, it'd be torture.
Yeah, I get why guys like Zuckerberg just decide to wear board shorts and tank tops all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going to look like I'm just some sort of gutter punk surfer kid, and please don't come and ask me for money, because I just can't deal with it all day. Yeah, you have a smidgen of success, even if anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Because the thing about radio is people think that they just hand over bags of money, and it's like
they do.
Yeah, back in the day, there were some people that made a lot of money. For everybody in mine and Brittany's generation of broadcasters, that was gone way before. I mean, it was so people think that we still made those salaries. Yeah,
I remember I was like 23, 24. I was. I don't even think I was. I think I was just doing the phones on the morning show and the overnight at KQ. Mm-hmm. And I was at a school reunion thingy. It was like at a bar. And this guy got drunk and he was like, you know what? Brittany should pay for our shots. She's the big wig radio person. And I I wanted to scream in his face, except I would not come off well. I'm like, I barely make more than minimum wage, sir. Like, I'm exhausted right now. Buy your own frickin' shots.
Why do people think just because you have money, you should pay for everything?
Isn't that funny? Especially,
It's
I don't even
weird,
drink. I'm sure at the time I was like, cool, good luck with that.
I mean, if somebody wants to volunteer to pay, good for you. I'm happy for you. But you thinking they should? It's like, what is wrong with you?
It also takes away the fun of it if, like, oh, yeah, he'll take care of it. Like, well, if he wants to, or he or she wants to, let them offer it up. But
Yeah.
otherwise, it's like, yeah, this is assumed.
No question about it.
That's one of the things, man. Going to dinner with you, I hated seeing people just assume you were going to pay. I hated that.
Oh, did you really?
I did, and I was like, you know, we're in this huge group, and I was always ready. Like, I brought cash for my own. You know, there's no way I could pay for anybody's at the table because I wanted to be ready for that. And you know, but I just hate there was that feeling of, oh, Tom will get it, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, please know that I will always fake going for my wallet.
Sure.
Every time
You
we're
know,
having dinner, please know. Yep.
My arm's locked up. I can't get it in my pocket.
Hey, I'm just going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back, knowing that when the check is sitting there, it'll probably be paid for by the time I get back.
every time I go to dinner with Rudy, I'm like, I think he has a UTI. Or
Yeah,
Coke
hey.
habit, either one.
Although I have run into people as well, they're tremendously generous and always want to pick up the tab. So you got to fight that too.
Yes.
It's like, no, you're not always going to pick up the tab.
I just
Calm
didn't
down.
even know how. You have to keep in mind, I was like 20 years old, hanging out with you in these big groups. I didn't even know how to handle any of that.
I suppose, yeah.
I was so anxious, and I was like, the idea of even splitting things, I'm like, I can't, but I will make sure I have the certain amount of cash, and what I order I can
Right.
cover. Making sure I had that ready available. Like, well, here's my portion, because like I can't pay for anyone's wine here. Like, I'm broke, and so there was just so many things. I was just like, there'd be an anxiety kind of like hovering whenever I would have those big dinners. I was like, oh my God.
Oh, I had a guy one time go after me in public. Why don't I ever hear about you doing anything for anybody else? Because Catherine and I don't get on TV and puke about it. That's why.
Yeah.
You dumb bastard. A lot of people do things behind everyone's back that benefit a lot of people, but you have to assume they're not doing anything because you're a prick.
I know, right? Well,
That's what it is.
you're sponsoring the Minnetonka Triathlon.
I've decided against it.
No, you changed your
Not doing-
mind.
I'm out of the mix.
Well,
There's no
our
way.
names already on a T-shirt, so.
Damn it.
Also, if you're feeling like you want to be involved, you can absolutely volunteer for the Minneapolis Triathlon, and it's super fun. I'll be there, and
It's a good idea.
It's a blast, and they give all of these local charities
And where is it?
the Minnetonka. I'm sorry, I said Minneapolis. Minnetonka Triathlon. You just have to go Google Minnetonka Triathlon. You get all the info, and I have so much fun because you feel the energy of doing a race without having to do the race because you're like there in the morning and you usually write on numbers on people and help everybody I get to be in a kayak at some point.
Kayak.
Wow.
But like you have that energy, but you don't have to actually do the triathlon. So it's pretty fun to volunteer at.
It's kind of sad is they haven't had the bike-a-thon in like 3 years now, something like that. I used to go to that with Michael Bryant and Doug Sprinthal. We used to go to that bike-a-thon every summer.
I remember you doing that. I just don't remember.
That was a few years ago already.
Do they not do it anymore?
Maybe during the pandemic they didn't want to do it. I get maybe that's what it was. But I haven't heard a word. We did it every year for I don't know how many years in a row. Dougie and I and Michael Bryant. It's true. What are you gonna met a lot? By the way, I met a lot of really good people at that whole bike-a-thon deal. It was a lot of fun.
I remember you doing that and you guys just having a blast.
Yep, it was. It was terrific.
You still bike?
I haven't started this year again, but I do have to get. I have to get after it. Matter of fact, I was going to ride my bike last weekend, and then this whole, migraine thing happened.
sure.
So I got to deal with that crap now.
Are you still rocking an e-bike? I know you have a nice bike too, like a nice road bike, but
They're e-bike. We do have e-bikes, but I never ride them
yeah.
because I don't want to get the exercise anyway.
Because I feel like I want an e-bike because
They're great.
It's my time to get a bike, and I feel like if I'm pulling that kiddo trailer, it might be nice to have just a little help.
Oh yeah, no, that'd be perfect.
Okay, because
yes,
you were the
you'd
first
love it.
person I ever know to get an e-bike, and I remember Alex talking about that they were pretty dang fun.
No, they are. But you talk about a perfect use to pull a baby trailer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you're right.
Like not like
Smart.
zooming, like
No.
but
Just
that
floor
little
the
bit,
thing,
just a little bit of help. We're hitting jumps, just airborne with the Thule.
That'd be a very, very bad idea. No, that's good thinking. You should get one.
Okay, that's
I don't think they're that expensive. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're not that expensive anymore either, are they? E-bikes? I don't think they are.
I think they range, because I was looking casually, somewhere between like 900 and you can go all the way up to God knows what. But I think a good
really?
one is around 1,500.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I suppose got a motor and everything.
Well, I
suppose it
mean,
would be.
that was a big question. It was time for, because I've got a really old bike, and me and my husband are like, all right, it's time for me to upgrade my bike. And it was like either, I mean, bikes in general, or if you get a nice bike, they're so expensive.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
even getting
they
the
are.
e-bike. So that's
Yep.
why I was like, I feel like I'm a little bit preemptively getting an e-bike, but I also don't know how many bikes I have in my future, so it might be time.
It's wonderful. That's one thing. Where we live, we have all those wooden bridges that go through the marshlands. And all.
Yeah.
It's beautiful over there. So, yeah, I got to get after that, especially since the weather hasn't been nice enough to ride a bike, has it?
No, it's been kind of, the last couple of weeks have been tough. And it's so cold in the morning.
I know.
Yeah.
Trying to get out
Yeah.
for the bike ride, it's too much. Yeah, it's too cold.
Okay, if I
That
get
is
an
true.
e-bike and you have an e-bike, I swear we should one day, only one day, bike to work.
That's it?
Just on our
I used
e-bikes.
to.
I know you used to on a normal bike.
I did, yeah.
I remember you used to bring that bad boy in the station, and it was the step-ins, or what are the click-ins, or whatever.
Yeah, yep.
But man, I used to always want to ride that bike because it was just so streamlined and like sleek. That thing looked cool as heck.
Then I wore a helmet and everything.
As you should,
All I
son.
ever do is follow the rules.
Spandex with the logos on them.
Nope,
The
none of
Italian.
that.
You didn't go with the spandex
I
with
didn't
the
go with the
Italian
spandex.
flag? Oh,
No.
man. All right.
A lot of people do that, though.
Oh, yeah.
You are right. I got my bike outfit.
I know. It's like, and that's always like the onesie, or whatever,
Yeah.
you like a singlet. And I go, dang. Sometimes I wear a singlet, like a whole outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think, oh God, I hope I don't have to pee a lot that day. So it's like, how are bikers doing that so good?
Man.
It's honest to God. Ooh, wait a minute. Meta fun. Now, Meta is that used to be
Facebook.
Yeah,
Facebook.
Meta owns quite a bit, because I think now
Oh,
they
do
own
they?
Instagram and then VR, Oculus. So I think Meta is quite a bit.
It's got fined $1.3 billion. That's a pretty big fine, don't you think?
It's big. Yeah.
Meta fined $1.3 billion over data transfers to U.S. What? The record privacy penalty by the EU. Also, it's the European Union had enough of his BS is the problem. There you go.
Yeah.
What's he doing that anyway? Data transfers.
Can you actually find a company that is not in your country? That feels weird, right? The European Union? Yeah.
No, I agree.
Why should they be able to give you a fine? You're not. That's like China imposing something on, like, Walzer.
Yeah.
It's like, what? For why? We're not in your country. It doesn't matter.
What's Walzer again? I forgot. Thank you very much. Great to be here.
Dead to us.
No, we said
Just
Nissan,
kidding.
baby.
We don't. We love Walzer, but also don't cross us.
Yeah.
But seriously.
Well, there you go. There you have it. God, there's a big every news site I've looked at today. The top story is Epstein appeared to threaten Bill Gates over affair.
Ooh, I do want you to read in the Tom's news stories the fans at Bud Grant Memorial. That one, I
So
think.
we don't want to read this one. We want to move on to your story. Is that what
Well,
we're
I
doing?
just said at some point add
No,
it to
no,
the list.
it's
Add
too
it to
late.
add it to the queue.
Nope, too late. You're out of the mix.
And
So what was the story about?
The fans at Bud Grant's Memorial. I just thought you'd like
I
that
can do that.
story.
But God, Bud's been dead how long? About a month now? Something like that?
It seems like, honestly, I keep forgetting that he had passed.
Bud lived to be, though, what did he live to be, 94 years old, something like that?
I think so.
So where you said it's in Tom's news stories?
Yep, under local.
Okay, I don't see. Oh, there we go. Bud Grant Memorial. Yeah, way to capitalize his name. Just insult the hell out of him.
Oh,
Way to
sorry
go.
that I typed real quick.
No,
Put it in
there's
there.
no excuse for it
On
whatsoever.
a form that only you and I see.
Yes, that's true. Fans of Bud Grant Memorial, he was the Vikings. Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. He pretty much was the Vikings, no doubt about that. More than bringing the Vikings to 4 Super Bowls, Grant's legacy for Vikings faithful is about enduring hard conditions and the promise of next year. I will still never forget. They were outdoor. I was at the University of Minnesota that I can't remember what the hell the event was, but it was colder than a son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But Bud Grant had to come out and accept some award or something.
Yeah.
came out wearing a short sleeve T-shirt.
That was the coin toss at the the TCF Bank Stadium. He walked out.
Oh, it's TCF Bank Stadium.
And it was it was -20 that day, and he walked out in a T-shirt, did the coin toss, turned right back around, and didn't run into the tunnel.
No,
shook some hands, got some
Could you imagine the argument that happened with his family leading up to that? Just put on a coat. I don't want to. I don't need it. You know, oh, that's so funny.
Well, the guy's in his 90s. He's wandering around without a coat.
I just can't. I mean, I can't even imagine.
Bud was a piece of. You guys ever meet Bud?
No, I never got to. I went to his garage sale for the station a couple times, but I never got to meet him.
What's hilarious about that is Bud. I met Bud probably 10, 15 times. And every time I met him, he was introducing himself. Didn't remember me from one to the next.
Didn't he call you Tim that one time?
Called me Tim. Yeah, he did. Called me Tim.
Move.
Yeah, he could not remember people. Unless you were in his inner circle, he never remembered who you were.
Yeah.
It is what it is. The Vikings public memorial service for the former coach, Bud Grant, was a rare, quiet Sunday at U.S. Bank Stadium. Hundreds of fans sat in hushed reverence in the stands as Grant's family, friends, and colleagues told stories about his life and career. As they listened, the fans were transported back to their parents' living rooms or the old Metropolitan Stadium, of course, remembering what it was like to watch Grant patrol the sidelines in the cold. Same story. Mm-hmm. He'd wear like a windbreaker. It's like, really? Grant, who coached the Vikings from 1967 to 1983 and again in 1985, was the first Vikings coach many fans remember, and for many, he still defines the team. Bud Grant was the Minnesota Vikings to me, said Michael O'Brien. I wonder if that's my nephew. I have a nephew named Michael O'Brien. I wonder if it's him. I don't know. The Hall of Fame coach died at 95 years old in March. God, he's been dead already for a couple of months? I thought it was a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it's wild.
God, did that fly by? He died in March at his home in Bloomington. The tone Grant set as a coach and his record of coaching the Vikings to 158 wins, 11 division titles, and 4 Super Bowl appearances inspired faith in the Vikings' possibility for fans too young to experience Grant's tenure. So tip of the cap to Bud Grant. He's a hell of a coach. Never won the big one, though. And as a matter of fact, Mayslax over Northeast. Back when Stan was still around, Stan Mayslack had somebody come in and paint a mural about as big as that whole wall that you're sitting behind there. This wall's probably, about 15 by 12, something like that?
Sure.
He had all these things painted up on the wall, and the big thing in the middle was a tombstone, and it just said, 4 Super Bowls, Grant's tomb.
Oh, my God.
Stan was not happy that we never won a Super Bowl.
No, I would believe that.
Did you guys ever deal with Stan Mayslack?
No.
I made a huge mistake. You've been in his bar, though.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right? Been in a bar.
Yeah.
Made a huge mistake in old Stan's bar one time. I got mad at somebody and dropped the F-bomb. He made it very clear, don't you ever do that in here again.
Really?
Well, I'll follow your lead there, sir.
Tip of the cap to you, no problem.
Yeah, tip of the cap to you. Let me honor you as much as I possibly can.
You know, that's fun. It is wild to think about the U.S. Bank Stadium being silent, like a moment of silence.
Yeah,
Can you imagine in there? Because it's just never quiet in there. It's just constant roaring
Pretty
of
much
noise.
true.
So just the idea of you could hear a pin drop in that big building.
That is very, very sweet. Fans at Bud Grant Memorial doing a nice job.
Yeah, that's sweet. I like that.
Some of his players were not wild about him. I do know that. I don't know what that was all about.
I don't think he was it's one of those things where he was a polarizing figure to some.
No, I think that's very true. I think that's fair to say, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever the hell it is. God, that story keeps popping up. Everywhere I go, Epstein allegedly tried to extort Bill Gates over an affair.
I know.
That story's popping up Should I go with it?
Yeah, click on it.
Well, you know what? I only got 2 weeks to go, 2 minutes to go until Phil. But when Phil at 1:45, we'll do that story because I want.
Perfect.
I don't know anything about that story.
I know. I saw it this morning and threw it on our group chat for sure.
Valley Fair chaperone rule. What's that all about?
So. This is actually a story that came out right when it was opening. I think it came out in April, but I wanted to kind of retouch it since they're officially open about what are the rules with minors at Valley Fair.
Oh, okay. So that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very, very smart, actually. Valley Fair is implementing new chaperone rules this year, which will require all guests ages 15 and younger to be accompanied by an adult who is at least 21 years old. That's amazing they went at 15, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I think they're having a lot of problems
That's what
with
I
people
heard.
just dropping kids off.
Yeah, but don't be doing that. Uh-oh. And she's only 14, isn't she?
Yeah, so she turns 15 in like 3 weeks.
Nope. Sorry.
But last year I used Valley Fair as like basically my babysitter. It's $79 for the yearly pass.
I know, it's an amazing
Yes.
deal.
I would drop my daughter off there at 11 a.m. I'd be like, call me when you're ready. And she would call at like 7 p.m. And I'm like, I'm coming to get you. And I'm like, what'd you do today? She's like, we just rode rides, hung out, played some games.
That's terrific,
Yeah.
though.
And I was like, at some point I was like, Valley Fair is going to catch on that we are just
Using
using
this
them
for
as a
daycare.
babysitter like process, right?
And,
And
and
then when
Kaylee's a good girl. She probably just, but the problem is not every kid is like Kinley.
No, you're right, and that's where the problem. And when this came out, I was like, "That's a no-brainer. Obviously, you should have chaperones."
Right,
But
right.
yeah, for that 1 year, boy, I got away with a lot of free time throughout the summer.
Hey, but Valley Fair is on the phone. They want to talk.
They want daycare money.
Want some daycare dough. You got to send them a check. We'll take a break. Be right back. Skor Norris Phil Mackey will join us right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
There's plenty of thoughts that come into your head when you think the name Killebrew. Of course, there's the Minnesota baseball legend, Harmon, who was responsible for many a favorite memory at the old Met Stadium in Bloomington, and many a baseball that ended up in the stands and in the gloves of adoring fans from his home runs. There's Killebrew Drive, the legendary road that connects Highway 77 to the Mall of America, and a day of shopping you'll never forget. My current thoughts for the name Killebrew is fun floats in our kitchen with my kids and grandkids, a cool, refreshing break in between innings at Target or CHS Field. Or maybe a perfect sunset paired with a sweet, frothy beverage after fishing or on your favorite walleye lake. Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Grab a six-pack at a grocery or convenience store near you. I'm Tom Barnard. This spring and summer, enjoy the one Killebrew root beer and cream soda. Gluten and caffeine-free with a generous portion of delicious thrown in. Killebrew, where memories are created and legends are made. Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, Mike Lindell and MyPillow are launching MyPillow 2.0. When Mike invented MyPillow, it had everything you could ever want in a pillow. 20 years later, he discovered a new technology that makes MyPillow even better. The MyPillow 2.0 has the patented adjustable fill of the original MyPillow, and now with the brand new fabric that is made with a temperature-regulating thread. The MyPillow 2.0 is the softest, smoothest, and coolest pillow you'll ever own. Say goodbye to tossing and turning and flipping your pillow over in the middle of the night. And more great news on the MyPillow 2.0. Buy one, get one free offer with promo code TOM. MyPillow 2.0, with its temperature-regulating technology, is 100% made in the USA and comes with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Just go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square to receive the MyPillow 2.0 buy one, get one free offer. Just when you thought MyPillow couldn't get any better, MyPillow 2.0 gives you the best pillow ever. Promo code TOM or call 800-516-5146 to get your MyPillow 2.0s now.
This is Bob Sansevere, and I want to tell you about Dave Bialke from Bialke Law. Dave represented my wife, Mary, when she had a significant workplace injury. She was very happy with the job Dave did. If you have a work-related injury and have Dave represent you, I'm betting you'll be happy too. Dave is a down-to-earth guy. He grew up in northern Minnesota, rides a Harley, and worked various jobs doing concrete, electrical, plumbing, roofing, and carpentry work. Dave works for people with work-related injuries. If you work construction, or anywhere for that matter, and you're hurt or even just hurting, you should talk to Dave. Let's face it, our bodies wear out. If your body is worn out from work, if your knees or back or shoulders hurt from things you do at work, do what Mary did. Call Dave and talk to him about it at Bialke Law to set up a free initial consultation. The number to call is 763-571-2410. That's 763-571-2410. Or visit bialkelaw.com. That's BIALKE law.com.
All right, actually, I'm glad Tom's not back, Phil, because I do have to have a little chat with you.
Are we going to talk Vanderpump right now?
Okay, first, if we did, that would be the highlight of my life, but I was actually going to give you a little warning.
Uh-oh.
Tom is not loving the twins at this moment. He said there's a no twins talk rule today, but yet we somehow have continued to talk about them. So just so you know, as like a favor from me to you, that this is not going to go well.
I love it. He rides the roller coaster. By the way, the season's been 162 games for the entire time he's been a fan, and he treats every one of them like a football game or like the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they lose 2 of 3, the season's over. They win 2 of 3, plan the parade, go into the World Series. You know, we just need to stay grounded. Okay, he's putting his headphones back on. So, yes, we're not talking about the Twins. That's right. We were not talking about the Twins at all whatsoever.
Ixnay on the ends tway. God, they're pissing me off, Phil. They're just pissing me off. I mean, that bullpen is dreadful, and the defense is not that great. Clutch hitting. I mean, right now, man, they're all over the place, aren't they?
Do we have freedom to talk Twins? Are you break? I've been told by my sources that this is a no Twins fly zone here today.
I hate everything about the Twins.
So I got some good news for you.
Oh,
all right?
good.
I'm gonna paint this. I'm gonna paint this positive for you.
Glad to hear it.
I'm gonna go big picture here. You're right about the bullpen. They basically have, at any given time, they have like 1.5 reliable relievers. And
yes. Yep.
Just kind of trying to figure out what to do. But so the new front office. Derek Falvey and Thad Levine, they took over for Terry Ryan. Did you know Terry very well?
Yeah,
did you
did. Yep. Nice
Great guy. Terry's one of my favorites. I got along really well with Terry and Bill Smith and covered them as a writer and a radio host. But so Derek Falvey and Thad Levine took over in 2017 was their first full year. So this is season 7 for the new front office. They have run out, by my calculation, 60 different starting pitchers in 7 years.
Really?
60, okay? They finally have their first internally developed starting pitcher, Bailey Ober, who starts tonight, I think, against the Giants. So, again, 60 different starting pitchers in 7 years. And this is the only guy, Bailey Ober, that they have drafted or signed as like an 18-year-old, you know, international free agent that's been a mainstay rotation guy. And so I'm choosing to look at the positive today. Hey, they've found a guy. They've got some veteran starters. It's the best rotation we've seen in maybe 2 decades around here. And they finally found a good young pitcher that they drafted and developed.
You know, like I said, the starting pitching has been fine. It's that once they get to that bullpen, and again, the closer is fine.
Yeah.
But it's just that those middling people are just dreadful.
Yeah, and he just like, God, it's just, I feel like every year it's just kind of a random roll. And you know what they need? You know, back in 2004, they had about 3 guys on steroids in that bullpen, and no one found out for a couple years.
Yes.
Juan Rincon, you know, boy, J.C. Romero. Remember J.C. Romero? He had like 2% body fat.
Yep.
He's throwing, 97 miles an hour. Like, what? This guy kind of came out of nowhere. He's injecting HGH between innings every time he goes out.
Isn't that amazing?
That's what we need. We need to blur the lines of what's cheating and what's not here to get the bullpen back on track.
Was there a huge jump in home runs during that whole steroid era? I got to believe it had to have been.
I saw, what's funny, I was, I don't know, Brittany can probably relate to this, and Rudy too. I happen to spend like 2 hours a day just mindlessly scrolling through videos on social media. You just fall down a vortex of like and then it starts to pick up on what you like to watch and the algorithm and stuff. So it just feeds you content. And somehow I got down a train of like late 90s, early 2000s baseball highlights yesterday. It's funny you brought this up. Right in the middle of the steroid era. And there was an at-bat between Barry Bonds, who hit like 800 home runs or whatever it was. By the way, all of them after the age of 37.
Yes.
Like. Barry Bonds turned 37. Oh, his head's the size of a watermelon, and he's hitting every ball in the ocean. And he was going up against, do you remember the reliever Eric Gagne? He won the MVP award in like 2001 or something. And and Eric Gagne, by the way, was very much on performance enhancing. It wasn't just hitters. It was pitchers were on him. And Clemens was doing stuff. And it was just like a random Friday night game on the West Coast, and it was the Dodgers and the Giants, and Eric Gagne's hopping up 99 miles an hour. Barry Bonds hits a ball 450 feet foul. So he pulls a 100-mile-an-hour fastball foul down the right field line. He's a left-handed hitter, and the announcers are like, "Wow, Barry got all that one, but how do you pull it foul, a 100-mile-an-hour fastball?" The next pitch, he hits it to the top of the upper deck and like right center field and trots around the bases. Like I like how no one knew, or well, either people knew and didn't say anything.
Right.
But we're watching 1998. We're watching Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. There was like 3 other guys that were flirting with the record. Boy, these guys have elastic sleeved, bulging biceps. They're all breaking, the Roger Maris home run record at the same time. What a coincidence! Everyone's just hitting 65 home runs now. This is great.
It's a coincidence. Yeah. It's all it was. No, I do remember when I graduated high school. Well, I didn't graduate. They let me. I tested out and then hung around for a couple of years until they handed me my. I shouldn't say I hung around. I went to homeroom. That was it for 2 years. But I went to Minneapolis North, and a guy named. Well, his name wasn't Jesse Ventura at the time, but he went to Roosevelt the same time I was going to North High School. And I remember this guy came around there were a couple of local gyms we hung out at, right? And he said, man, Tom, if you take this, I can get you benching hundreds of pounds. He said, you will get so, because I got a very big frame and all that stuff. He said, I can get you so strong, you ain't going to believe this. And I didn't do it, but I did notice the next time I saw Jesse, he was weighing about 80 pounds of muscle more than the last time I had seen him. So.
Yeah, yes. Those guys, like all those wrestlers in the 80s, one of my favorites growing up, and this was I think Jesse had become the color commentator for the WWF in the late 80s.
Yeah.
And my favorite wrestler growing up was the Ultimate Warrior.
Oh yeah.
And the Ultimate Warrior had tassels around every inch of his biceps, so he was already on steroids, and then he wrapped like tight tassels around the biceps to make them bulge even more. And he would just shake the ropes. He was probably on 4 pounds of cocaine and steroids, and
yeah, they talk.
Man, that was an era.
They talk a lot about, like, for women growing up. Oh, Barbie sets a false. It's a false narrative. Yeah, about like what women are supposed to look like. Meanwhile, we watch dudes like the Ultimate Warrior and Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan all ripped. No wonder why every dude nowadays is like all messed up, because we never got to achieve that. Also, my other question, HGH, is that bad? Is it the new version of steroids? Is it bad for you? Like, I know they.
Well, I think they, like, doctors and hospitals will prescribe HGH for if you're a cancer patient or something, or they'll get you the proper dosage, right? But if you're just like a 28-year-old professional wrestler or football player, and you're looking to get 15 pounds heavier, it's a way to expedite the process.
Gotcha.
You know what HGH
I
stands
clearly
for.
have never tried HGH, but maybe it's an idea for an endorsement on the show at some point. Rudy here for human growth hormone.
Yeah, here
That's TomBernardShow.com/HGH.
Hey, we always go back to that reference, too, because when I was big into weightlifting and all the rest of it, if you could bench 400 pounds, you were one strong sumbitch. I will tell you that. I mean, 400 pounds was pretty decent, no doubt about it. I believe the world record now is 1150.
What?
The world bench press now is 1,150 pounds.
11 with like one person with 2 arms?
One person with 2 arms, baby. But they're wearing a lifting jacket, though. You know those really tight jackets? You ever seen those lifting jacket, a benching jacket?
Is it the ones like the one that you wear around your waist so your guts don't fall out of your belly button?
Kind of. I think that's probably part of it anyway.
My dad was friends with a deadlifter back in the day who was, and he told us, behind the scenes, he's like, yeah, I'm on steroids, and it's how I win these local competitions and stuff. And he was, he would deadlift 650 pounds, like it's nothing.
I'm looking this up. Jimmy Cobb bench presses 1,320 pounds.
What?
For the all-time world record. This was March 1st of 2020, so just about a year ago.
See, there you go. I even missed out on 200 pounds because I haven't paid attention.
Yeah.
It is, it would be great if we can get actual time machines at some point to just explain some of this stuff to people from 200 years ago.
Oh God.
I know.
Just explain Usain Bolt running a 9-second 100-meter. It's kind of funny when you look at, like, you can go on Wikipedia, for instance, and you can look at the history of the 100-meter dash. Going back 100 years. And we've shaved like 2 seconds off of it in the last 100 years.
That's wild.
Isn't that unbelievable? What'd you say? 1,300 and what?
1,320 pounds.
What the actual hell is going on?
I'm watching the video of it right now, and he's doing the bench press, and there are 11 guys on either side of the barbell just to make sure that thing doesn't come crashing down. You know when you get a spot, it's usually one guy?
Yeah.
This guy had to have like an entire football team, offense and defense, spot him just to make sure this thing didn't crash down on his head.
Did you guys know the average adult horse weighs 1,200 pounds?
Yeah, there you go. So,
my God.
He's like benching a horse with a couple extra dumbbells attached to it.
With its like saddle on.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? 1,330 pounds. And back when first of all, if you could break 300, tip of the cap to you. To bench 300 was a big deal back then. And then
there was a picture one time. This is like 10 or 12 years ago. Remember when Joe Mauer had the bilateral leg weakness, mysterious season?
Yep.
And it was a knee, but then I heard there was some other stuff physically he just didn't want to talk about, but they just said it's bilateral leg weakness. So fans were already kind of like, what does that mean?
Right.
Just get out there and play, right? So kind of a PR nightmare. But in his recovery later that season, there was a story in the Pioneer Press that showed, hey, he's back on the mend, he's doing workouts, and the picture on the article of the Pioneer Press was Joe Mauer benching the bar. Just benching the 45-pound bar with nothing on. And it was probably just some portion of his warm-up or his workout or something.
Right.
And I just remember Twins fans, wait a second, this guy's out with bilateral leg weakness, and he can't even bench more than the bar? What? No wonder he hits ground balls to second base every time he comes up.
What, lifetime 333? Is that about right?
Yeah, 3-something. He's one of the great hitters in Twins history.
I mean, literally.
Can't bench press a lot, but it's okay.
Every third time he appeared at the plate, he got a hit. That is pretty damn amazing.
It is. And he would get on base. 6'4" catcher, too, for 10 years.
Remember, Ted Williams also asked one of his players, why can't you hit 400? I did. Yeah. And he did. He hit 405, I think it was, that one year.
He hit 40, was it 406 in 1942, 1945?
406.
And the last game of the season was a double header. And he was sitting, I think he was sitting right above 400. And I want to say the manager didn't have his name in the lineup card because, hey, it's the last day of the season. Yep. You're already hitting 400. And he said, you put my damn name in the lineup card. I'm gonna earn my 400 batting average.
And did he go like 2 for 4 in that game? I think.
He did enough to stay above 400.
Right.
For sure.
God, that's so amazing.
That is crazy. We have a email for Phil, if you have a second, from Aaron. Phil, does Jax have minor league options? He's a 2-6. Why not send him down like they do the other hitters that are struggling?
Griffin Jax is one of the relievers that Tom has been sending hate mail to over the weekend.
I should have, yes.
Yeah, to his family. Yeah, he was a kind of a breakout star for the Twins in that bullpen last year, and I want to say he has 6 losses already. He's a reliever with 6 losses in the first 7 weeks of the season.
Yeah,
I do believe he has minor league options, but that's the thing. It's not like there's a treasure trove of great relievers just waiting to be called up from the St. Paul Saints or somewhere else. So I guess we have to sneak some HGH to Griffin Jax. I think that's the solution.
That's the answer. I like that.
Yeah. Maybe some anabolic steroids. Isn't that what they used back in the 80s? Pretty sure.
Oh, yeah. There's no doubt about it. I don't know. We'll keep moving forward. Our Twins are still up, 2.5 games or 3.5?
3.5.
Still
3.5 on the Tigers right now.
God, that division sucks. Oh, my God. It does.
And the Tigers are still running out. So this is the cautionary tale for giving athletes these 10-year contracts for $35-40 million. You know, the Tigers are still running out Miguel Cabrera every day. He's like 42 years old. And I want to say he's hitting about $150, but he's making $30-35 million. So of course you're going to get. I'll put my uniform on and ground out 3 times for $35 million. That's the second best team in the division right now. They're running out the corpse of Miguel Cabrera. So I think the Twins will be fine, even if their bullpen struggles for a little bit. So.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. So Hani yesterday, they announced he'll probably be the first $60 million a year baseball player.
Yeah,
$60 million a year to play baseball.
That's insane. There was it's funny. There was actually a Twitter rumor that came out. It depends on how much you guys trust an account that's MLB rumors with no attribution or sourcing or anything. But I'll throw this out there. It's fun to recklessly speculate. And this account, again, this is not a Buster Olney or Peter Gammons or pick your baseball insider. Rumor: Dodgers, Mets, and Twins expected to be big-time players at the trade deadline and will be heavily involved in the Shohei Ohtani sweepstakes.
Oh, God.
And then the follow-up, because a lot of Twins fans are like, what? Why are the Twins in that group?
Right.
And the follow-up was, people seem to be pretty appalled that the Twins are in the mix, but I've heard they are. We're still far away from the deadline, but I don't think the Twins are a team to be joking about. They're trying to build a winner at the trade deadline.
Well, why do they not believe that the Twins... I mean, the Pohlads got a few bucks. I don't know if they know that or not.
They do.
So
they do.
If they want him, they'll go get him, right?
And you could get him... He could play for the rest of the season, and then he could go get paid $60 million per year from somebody else after the season's over. You could do it that way.
All right,
or you could pay him. Let's put together a fund. A Tom Barnard Show fund to get Shohei Ohtani a condo in Minneapolis. Let's make it happen.
I need 60 listeners to send in $1 million apiece, and we'll be all set. We'll be good to go. All right, Pally, we'll talk to you on Friday with
All right,
Mr.
let's
Herbeck.
do it.
Thanks a lot. Phil Mackey, ladies and gentlemen. Skor North. What are you, waving me off? Is
No,
that
I
what
was
you're
waving
doing?
bike, so I didn't
you
bug
weren't.
you.
She was waving me. She's like, Tom, extend.
Get him out of here. Get Tom out of here.
Get
after
Tom
the Twins
out of here
mention.
right now.
Look at Phil ran, as he should.
No, see, I love talking about sports with Phil and,
Oh, yeah.
and Judd. They're just really, really good
They're
at
great
that
guys.
whole deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, that 1,330 pounds. Jesus. I thought 1,150 was high enough, but no.
Or as I like to call it, 2 of my ex-girlfriends.
You know, they only weighed about 800 apiece. It was unbelievable.
No big deal.
Not
yes,
a problem
it was
whatsoever.
a big deal, actually.
Oh, see?
Yeah, see?
It'll be pulled off the air before you know it.
I know, right? We're hitting a lot of body dysmorphia today. Chris set the tone. Yeah.
Here's a question. This just popped up on the screen. Would you trust an AI lawnmower to mow your lawn?
I've seen one of those.
They've been around for years, haven't they?
Yeah, we have one of those in our neighborhood, and I love seeing it 'cause I always imagine it's a ghost pushing it.
Why would you care, though?
I don't know. It's like a Roomba. It's cool.
If you're still not ready to trust your kids to mow your lawn, would you trust artificial intelligence? There's another robot mower on the way that uses AI technology to mow your lawn. It's called the Lawnmeister. And it's kind of like a Roomba for your lawn. It can navigate obstacles like pets, toys, and even dog poop in the grass. It doesn't chaotically zigzag through your property, bouncing off wires. It can mow in a straight line. It can learn the digital boundaries of your yard, so it won't end up... I hate the fact that AI can learn. I'm not wild about that.
You're not in love with that. I've seen one of these in action.
Oh, you have?
And they are so slow. Like, that's one thing
are they?
you have to accept, that it is so slow. And I know that's something you set and forget and go live your life.
Right.
But I was watching it one day. I was on a run, and I stopped. And I was like, oh, okay, let's check this out. I was remembering, like, this is painful to watch.
Too slow?
It's so slow. Maybe they're getting better. This was, like, last year. But, yeah.
Okay, I have a question for you. This whole no mow May, right?
Yes.
Doesn't that only apply to lawns where you have dandelions?
Well, here's the thing. I was thinking about this because somebody in my neighborhood got all up in arms, and they were kind of going around the block saying, hey, can you guys stop mowing? And we were all like, what? What are you talking? Oh, it's no mow May. All right, great. So I went online, I looked it up. Turns out, as per almost everything else, no mow May is a total crock of shit.
It is. It's a total lie.
Absolute.
It
Because
is,
and one of the things that they debunked is if you are allowing, for some of the pollinators to come out to your lawn and to, jump on your grass and use the dandelions and stuff like that.
Right.
The second you start mowing, now they're like, where's our food source?
Yeah.
What happened to it? Now they're confused. They're better off going and finding where that food source is going to be continuously all year,
That makes sense.
instead of you allowing them to be there for the first month and then mowing everything. And now they have to try to go find it, and you're actually doing a disservice.
It's like feeding the ducks.
Yes.
That's why you don't feed the ducks, especially when
Yes,
it's time for
right.
them to migrate out, is that they will think, okay, why don't we just stay here? There's actually a food source, and then are feeding all the any of the birds, and then they'll stay and not migrate south, and then rest in peace.
You know, the house isn't there anymore, so I can say it. 2011 26th Avenue North in North Minneapolis. My mother owned the house there.
Yeah.
It's just an empty lot now.
Yeah.
But I remember walking by. My buddy Dale came walking by once, and I'm standing in the front yard. So picture me in the front yard of a house at 26th Avenue North.
Okay.
He looks at me. He looks down at the ground, looks at me again, and goes, "Tom, when are you going to mow your dirt?" Didn't have the lush lawn that most people had, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, God. That neighborhood, there's so many great memories. Our next door neighbor, every month, he would have a Grain Belt beer semi pull up to his house and bring in 30 cases of beer.
Oh, my God.
That guy drank a case of beer every day.
That is rough.
That's got to be not too good for you, I wouldn't think.
I lived in a neighborhood in Mankato where there was a few of us. We all rented a house down there, and somebody just said, you know what would be a great idea because we're all blowing money on beer all the time?
Right.
How about, because one of us had a decent-sized garage that was all locked up, I said, how about we just pool our money and let's just order a pallet. Let's order a pallet of Keystone.
Yeah.
And that way we never have to go to the liquor store again because we all drink Keystone. So we just had a pallet. You can get a pallet of beer delivered to
can.
your garage, and
Yep.
then we would just go in and grab it when we needed it.
Did it work out fine with you guys?
Yeah, it was great. Everybody, because you just pitch in. It's all set. It's not like you pay as you go.
No.
So yeah, everybody just split it up. They dropped it off, and it was like, hey, just swing by, once a week on Friday, grab your case of beer, and off you go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's how life should work.
I know. I've known people that had all gone in. They're like, why don't we do a keg situation? And it never works out well.
Oh, kegs don't.
No, I just feel like because it's they don't know. There's a maintenance thing. There's the cooling thing. There's a lot of little things involved. If you don't finish that keg within a couple days, it gets weird.
Yeah, the kegerator. That's how you knew that you were a drinker for life.
Yeah, you're
if
deep
you
in.
Had a kegerator in the house.
Oh, I would imagine, yes.
Our people had the Jaeger dispensers, and it's it's a bottle. It's not that hard to pour, okay?
They had a dispenser for beer?
Jägermeister.
I had that once.
Yeah.
Vomited for about a week.
My Uber driver in Oklahoma City, I said, so hey, there's some breweries around. I have the afternoon to kill. I just want to go do some writing and get a bite to eat. And he goes, I'm not a beer drinker. I drink Jaeger and orange juice.
I cannot live my life hearing that ever again.
No.
So.
It's that bad, huh?
That's just a deadly. Yeg is one of those things you just take a shot of. I've never wanted people had Red Bull and Yeg. I have no idea why you want to. That one you want to take down. It's kind of like cold medicine where it's quick, dirty, done.
Never forget when Catherine and I first moved in together, came home, found her naked in the tub, hammered, and she said, I said, honey, what were you drinking? And she said, and I quote, Blash Ruskins.
Blash Ruskins. Go get
Blash
you.
Ruskins. Yes, very famous drink.
That'll get you every time.
I have never seen her that hammered again.
That's so
she
funny.
She didn't get drunk. She gets sillier than hell.
Yeah.
Which I love when she does that.
Yeah, she's the type that'll rock a glass of wine for a while. Just one.
Yeah, just one. There you go. Poll predicts violence from dads like me on all-gender bathrooms. Illinois State Senator Neil Anderson, I'd beat the living piss out of men in unisex bathrooms with my child. Well, then why would you go in there?
Yeah, what are you doing? Where are you hanging out? You're looking for trouble?
Why do we need all-gender bathrooms, by the way?
I don't know why.
I don't give a rat's ass. Go pee wherever you want. I don't care.
I think they're a great idea, and a lot of times, in some situations, you go, that's a great idea because one of the sexes will have way more people in one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, all right, let's just share pool resources and have stalls and call it a day. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
But people are going to take advantage of that and constantly make sure you can see his penis. They're going to do that.
But here's the thing. It's not like women's bathrooms are locked.
I know.
If you're a pervert and you want to make something happen, you can still make something happen now.
But wasn't it illegal to walk in women's rooms if you were a man?
I don't think there's a legality to it.
There was. I know. I don't know if there is anymore.
But I mean, the thing is like if you want to show your penis to me, you can do that. Like, I mean, it's not going to go over well, but
it's illegal.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think the idea of the all gender bathrooms are changing.
I don't know. See, that's one of those situations. I don't give a rat's ass what you do. I don't care.
Honestly, if you guys are like from now on, you have to pee in that corner, I'd say okay.
Exactly.
I don't
cares?
Care. I don't really care. But I have no problem with any of that.
And Illinois lawmakers making headlines for his reaction to a bill that would greenlight mixed-gender bathrooms in his state. On Thursday, Illinois senators debated HB 1286, which would allow for the creation of public multi-occupancy restrooms that individuals of any gender can use. Per the Washington Post, these bathrooms would have floor-to-ceiling stall dividers and lockable doors, and there would be no urinals. Oh, so you have to go on the thing and close the door anyway, so who cares?
Exactly. There's a little pee pod area, so you're fine.
But there are people that are going to take advantage of this and do things they shouldn't be doing.
But there always is, and they always will. Like, they're going to be
in the men's room, they don't.
I'm just saying, I'm sure somebody's secretly getting off on you seeing there. If they're, like, into that, or, like, if you're at a park and somebody flashes you, like, there's always going to be that. Like, this doesn't change that there's pedophiles and monsters.
I'm going to go with this term. Stop staring at my dink. That's what I'm going to say to
You've
him.
been saying that every morning when you walk in.
Yes, everyone. Stop staring at my dink while we're in this unisex bathroom.
Brittany, my eyes are up here.
I don't know. Like I said, I'd love to care about stuff like that. You do what you do, whatever. I don't care, right? Just don't be preying on little children. Otherwise, I'd have to hit you in the head with a bat.
Yeah, it's almost, there are spots that are a little too progressive. Like I was in Portland, Oregon, and there was a shared bathroom, and it wasn't like hey, I'll use the bathroom because I'm a male, and then you use the bathroom, you're a female.
Right.
This was one big ass bathroom with just straight up stalls, all stalls, and I'm like, I'm not going to sit down on this toilet right next to a woman. It felt so awkward and weird.
Yeah,
I'm like, there's no way. I was like, I'm going to run down the street, you guys. I can't do this. This feels weird.
That's first off, you're a baby. Secondly, there's like a lot of bars around here that do that.
They do, really?
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, I'm sitting, imagine, you know how the bathrooms are here?
Yeah.
Imagine if you are a woman who's sitting on a toilet next to a man who is also sitting on a toilet, who's dropping one loudly next. It feels disgusting. I want mystery. I don't want to like be looking at a girl like eyeing her up from the other side of the bar, and then I walk out of the stall at the same time, and I was like, man, who was blowing up the bathroom next to me? And it's the pretty lady who I was just having a conversation with. I don't want that. I just keep it separate. Listen, your home bathroom is a multi-gender bathroom, right?
Yeah. We don't have men or women.
Actually, it's not.
No, you guys
you guys have
and I have our
specific
own
one.
bathrooms.
Okay.
Yep, it's true.
Must be nice.
But I just don't like when you're both male and female are in the bathroom at the same time.
I
feels
understand.
weird.
That's a hang up. You got to hang up.
I like them. I like
It's
the
not
same.
a hang up.
He's got to hang up.
No, it's not.
Listen, women pee. We also poop. I mean, not me, obviously.
Not you, of course. No question about it. I don't. Is there anything that's all right though? See, here's the problem I have with the world right now. Nothing's all right anymore. The way you used to do it, it's 100% wrong. Not necessarily.
Yeah.
Calm down, right?
I do feel like I will say this when you start, if you're going to mix bathrooms, right? Like if we're going to commit to like, all right, we all have the same bathrooms, then you're right. I will say like we got to put a little bit of extra money and maybe make them a little bit more like the seams touch. Is what I'm going to. I will concede to that.
Yes.
And conceding for me is hard. So there we go. There's my compromise.
Well, the only problem that I think maybe Rudy and I have is there are guys that are going to take advantage of that.
Well, I mean, but the thing is,
Disgusting.
There's guys that are going to take advantage of anything. And at the end of the day, if you're perverted enough to want people to see your penis, you're going to do it in all places.
All?
Pretty much. I mean, I don't think that's like, now finally, there's a place. Guess what? They can bust it. Well, what's keeping them out of the women's room that's so assertive?
Get out of my garage. That's all I'm saying. No, I like I said, there's little kids involved, and don't be bringing little. See, would you want to bring a little kid into a unisex bathroom? I don't know.
I don't know what age I'm going to let a kid ever go to the bathroom by themselves. Anyways, I would not trust any, like that. I would never send my 3-year-old into a woman's bathroom by herself.
Right. No, I understand.
So it's like at that point, yeah, good luck. I mean, if you want to try anything, like I am the type that will physically harm you. So like I'm not worried about that.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Well,
and I just tell them I have a .357 Magnum in my pocket, so leave me alone.
I can't find if this is my peen or is that my gun I'm reaching for.
You know what? We do have to take a break. Be right back in a couple minutes. Wrap this thing up right after this.
This is the Tom Barnard Morning Show.
Hello, I'm Brad Huckle, President at North American Banking Company.
And I'm Mike Bilski, CEO at North American Banking Company.
As a community bank based right here in the Twin Cities, we believe in taking the time to get to know our customers and their businesses.
And part of that is hiring and cultivating a team of experienced lenders. When your business banks with us, you're not training in a new, inexperienced banker.
In fact, our bankers have worked with many of the same customers for years, earning their trust. We get to know you and your business, and you get to know and rely upon us.
When your business is looking to capitalize on an opportunity or solve a problem, we'll be here to help you.
Tom here. I know Brad and Mike, and I trust that with my banking, they've personally delivered on everything they've just said. So why not bank with my banker, North American Banking Company, a better banking experience, member FDIC, an equal housing lender.
Do you ever Google yourself? Are you happy with what you find? Or is it cringy? Are you a business owner or on your company's marketing team? How do you feel when you Google your own place? What do you see? A non-updated social media page you don't even remember making? Ads for your competitors? Hubbard Interactive can help. They're a Google Premier partner, so they can use search engine optimization to get your click results higher. They've got a photo and video department to make your business look sharp, plus social media, influencer marketing, podcasting, and more. All the things that will make you a lot happier next time you Google yourself. Here's a Google search that you'll find rewarding. Hubbard Interactive. You can see all the marketing tools they've used on hundreds of successful businesses, including an extensive gallery of the great work they could help your venture with. HubbardInteractive.com. Building campaigns that connect.
As you know, my friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by simply creating the best pillow. Mike created the Giza Dream bed sheets. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me, which is crucial for my busy schedule. Mike found the world's best cotton. It's called Giza. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. Mike's Giza sheets come with a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. Giza Dream Sheets come in a variety of sizes and colors. Mike's latest incredible deal is the sale of the year. For a limited time, you'll receive 50% off the Giza Dream Sheets. You'll receive a set for as low as $29.98. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio podcast square, and use promo code TOM. There you'll find not only this amazing offer, but also deep discounts on all MyPillow products, including the MyPillow 2.0 mattress topper, MyPillow towel sheets, and so much more. Call 800-516-5146. Use promo code TOM. Or go to MyPillow.com. Make sure you use the promo code TOM. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. A little news, a little information. Now, I don't know where this is. I'm looking at the picture, and I don't recognize it. This is America's best beach. Where would you think that is, the two of you?
South Africa. I heard they have amazing.
America's best beach.
Oh, sorry.
Jesus Christ. How can you not listen for 3 straight hours?
I was listening.
3 straight hours.
You just
she
said
doesn't
best
listen
beach,
to
and I
it.
got hyper-focused on
I said
that.
America's
Okay, I
best
hear you.
beach. Disaster.
South Carolina, is that the ones that have some good ones?
Mm-hmm. So you're going South Carolina?
Yeah, I'll go South Carolina.
Okay, where are you going?
I'll say Alabama.
I will say the Breakers and Palm Beach.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm looking at a picture. I don't know if that's a picture of the actual beach or not. I'll click on it. Okay, so we got South Carolina, we got Alabama, and we got Florida. I'm clicking on the story. St. George Island State Park in Florida is number 1 in new Dr. Beach ranking. What do you mean Dr. Beach? The hell does that mean?
I have no idea. Maybe that's like a publication?
Holy
or some
Christ.
sort of rating system?
This is a gorgeous beach, no doubt about it. I don't know if it's on the west or east coast, though. The coastal scientist known as Dr. Beach. Oh, so Dr. Beach actually is a doctor with a fake name.
Okay, yeah.
His annual list of America's best beaches ahead of Memorial Day, and one on the Florida Panhandle. Oh, so it is up near the Panhandle. So kind of up where you were talking about.
Yeah.
Just Florida instead of Alabama.
Sure.
This particular ranking gets more attention than most because Stephen Leatherman of Florida International University has been putting it out for 33 years. Leatherman bases his ranking on 50 criteria, including everything from sand and waves to crowding and wildlife. This year's top 10. I would imagine those beaches up there. I haven't spent any time. I've been there, but I've never been to the beach there. I got to believe those beaches probably are nowhere near as crowded as the southern beaches.
Oh, I bet.
Because that's not a big, or is that a big vacation area?
I mean, none of us have heard of it, so I think that just is pretty telling right there.
Yeah, I don't know. The beaches like around like Daytona Beach and stuff, because I had camped down there on the ocean for a week.
Right.
And it was gorgeous. It was one of the best places. In fact, some of the public and like the state-run campgrounds in Florida are some of the best places I have ever stayed. Like they're beautiful. Like all the amenities are set up. The showers are great. Like they have a spot for you to like wash your clothes and dry things out. They really do take great care of all because they really want to be able to bring those tourist dollars in. And I would definitely go back and camp on that beach for sure.
You know what's so funny about Florida? The further south you get, the more expensive it gets.
Really?
Isn't that weird? It's true.
Yeah, well, they call the Panhandle the Redneck Riviera.
Yes, they do. Right, exactly. Because it's not anywhere near as expensive.
No, yeah.
So I might be able to afford a vacation spot right there.
Maybe. They're at Calhoun. Oh, wait a minute. There is no Calhoun anymore. Never mind. It all works out. What's it called again?
I'm going to say it wrong, but I used to say Bidet Makaska.
Is it Bidet Makaska or Makaska or what is it?
You're close. I believe it's Bidet Makaska. So
it is
the
Makaska.
ka is the hard syllable.
I'm scared to try again.
Ka!
Bidet Makaska.
It works.
I'm done.
I think it's phenomenal.
Nailed
Great
it.
job. No doubt about it. Yeah, but I tell you, it's. I don't know that people really understand how lucky we are to have all those, particularly in downtown Minneapolis, or at least on the edge of downtown on the south side, to have all those beautiful lakes right in a row there. We are damn lucky.
It's so gorgeous. Sometimes if you're, at Lake of the Isles and you're looking over it and you can see the city line, you go, I'm damn lucky.
It's a beautiful city.
I know. I used to love living in Bryn Mawr, and you could see from the park, you could see all the skylines. It was so beautiful.
That's funny. Whenever I have a little extra time, like this morning I did, I left the house early. Because for some reason I was tired as hell when I woke up, and I thought, I better get out of here. I'm going to fall asleep again.
Yeah.
So I did. I got up, and so I left the house a little early, and I went for a drive around the lakes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's just so damn gorgeous. There's nobody there.
Yeah.
Because they're all on the freeway at like 6:30 in the morning and the rest of it. But I drove by Paul's old house, Paul Majors, where he used to live. God, we had a few cocktails in that residence.
A little fun there.
We had so much fun. It was unbelievable. I love that whole area.
I know.
Lake of the Isles and Bidet Makaska and Harriet, and I mean all of them.
I was so lucky. Yeah, I nannied for a family who I'm still super close with. It's my nanny family. They lived on Lake of the Isles.
Oh, yeah.
And, being in charge of, fun teenagers and having that be our central point was just so fun. We just had a blast.
All right, we'll close with this because now I always have these memories that pop in my noggin. Theodore Worth Park.
Love it.
You could ride your bike down the old parkway right there from our old neighborhood. And Brad Roden and I went to the beach.
Yep.
And there's a little changing room to put your swim trunks on and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I wore mine there. I was like, why would I want to change there? I'll just put on my swimsuit here.
Yeah.
So I still wanted to go on. I didn't even remember what the hell I had to hang up because I wasn't wearing a jacket. Something, whatever. Yeah. Opened up a locker, little poopy underwear in there. Just a thrill.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks a lot.
Love
Thanks for storing that in there for me. I really appreciate it.
I've never swam in that because you can see that one. That's the one right off 55.
That's
you can
correct.
See. Yeah, I've never swam in that lake. What's it like?
Back when I was a kid, I haven't swum in it in years now, but when I was a kid, it was great.
Yeah, they've got a great park there too.
Oh yeah, the park there is gorgeous.
It's so fun.
All right, that's good. Andy must be here.
How could you tell?
I don't know. Achoo.
His allergens follow him.
Exactly. All right, that's going to do it. We'll talk to you tomorrow.